Ladies and gentlemen,
let's rock.
This is FanStream Sports.
Can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes. Welcome into the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show. I am Colby Sapp, one of your hosts, along with the guy that's trying to make sure that everything goes right with this particular broadcast. And also, well, suffering farts. From me, it's IndyCarTim.
You know what I think about that, Colby?
What's that? Gotta love it.
Why do you have farts?
It was protein bar day today.
Does protein make farts? I thought like fiber made farts.
No, protein bars, just, yeah. You can tell when people are ingesting a lot of protein because
They get fat.
they're funky. It just happens.
Is that just what your body does to proteins?
Your body ends up, I mean, you're not personally like body odor funky. It's just any like smell that leaves your body. You don't have that chance of that one's not going to stink. It's just, that doesn't happen.
I feel like that's just true of just my, oh shit, I didn't give us run sheets.
I mean, I've got mine.
Damn it. Man, I'm out of sorts, Colby.
Right now I'm in the intro phase. That's what's happening right now. So, in case you're wondering what we're going to be discussing on this here show, we're going to go over Tim's disdain of the college football playoff and how he finds that the whole thing's a mockery and he wants to wipe his taint on everything.
You sound like I'm the only one
that's related to. You're the only one that I have heard just lose their ass besides Pat McAfee.
So you haven't watched any TV or listened to any radio since they made the announcement, apparently, because there's no one that agrees with it except Alabama fans.
Okay. No, I haven't, by the way.
Okay, well, there you go.
I mean, in the car, which I'd normally be listening to my boys K&C while I'm driving, I've been listening to a lot of Star Wars. So that's just what's been happening. Mainly because everything's right in my world because, hook 'em. So I'm good.
My name is Jeff.
I'm good with that. But we do have that going on. We will get into your Cowboys and Eagles talk. Don't worry. I know big game coming up. So if you're wondering our thoughts on it, well, we're going to give them to you. We've got, I don't even know if anybody's tried to get a hold of Big Red, but it's NFL picks against the spread.
I haven't even tried.
I have a mystery shotgun, and actually Tim came up with the subject of the mystery shotgun. So we're going to be doing that. And then we have Food Eliminator. So the Eliminator is something we're going to be doing quite often here on the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show, and this one is going to be food-based. Basically what it is I give you 4 options. One is your ultimate keeper, and one is got to be gone forever, and you have to make the choice. So kind of like those Facebook posts on there, it's like, one of these Thanksgiving dishes have to go. Well, we're doing that with like everything.
I don't understand those, by the way. Who's holding a gun to your head making you eliminate one of those choices? It just doesn't make sense.
Facebook is. That particular post is.
Yeah, but you know what I've also found? If you just ignore it and don't answer it, you get to keep all of them.
Kind of like your bills. If you just ignore it,
they go away.
They'll go away. We also have a little bit more college football quarterback talk, as the draft class is something of a discussion that Tim has wrote down on the run sheet. And finally, news and notes. That's all what we have. So if you're wondering what we have, that's what we have. But right here, right now, I do have a couple of things that I want to talk about. Number one, Tim, how good are you? You're not good at video games.
I'm good at the video games that I play.
You're good at the video games that you play.
Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Asteroids, Joust, Centipede, Galaga.
Okay. I was a big Joust fan because it was
Loved
like one of
Joust.
the first, besides Pong.
Dig Dug.
One of the first. Dig Dug had it a little bit too. Your PvP playing where you could joust against other people.
Mm-hmm.
And come to find out, you just had to make sure that you started off on the left side so that you could quickly go behind the other person. I know the right side could too, but they never thought to do that. So the left
It's easier visually from the left.
Exactly. So Joust was that. But Call of Duty has been making its ways and arounds everything as they have issued out a new game. It's basically, it's not quite as bad as Madden as far as they just repackage and put some names on it, and here you go, here's the same stuff. They've done a little bit of extra to try and make this better than the last time they did this, which I still played it because I'm a simpleton. That's true. As far as my video games are concerned, don't change too much. This old man has to catch up. So, but one thing they did put into it is something that I'm going to try and get Tim to actually play with the rest of my group with, and it's Call of Duty Zombies. So it's a map. It's a Warzone map, and what they've done is they've always had zombies somehow involved with Call of Duty.
Which is weird to me. It's a military strategy game.
It's not even a military strategy game.
Oh.
It's our arcade shooter that just is military based.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go. That answers my question.
Because I mean, those guns don't do what they're going to do in real life for the most part. I mean, if you hit somebody in the head with a 50 caliber sniper, that person's dead. Not you have to re-rack for another shot to finish them off.
And then happen in real life?
No.
Well, I stand corrected.
They're if you hit somebody in the upper half of their body with that size sniper, their lower half is going to be missing the rest of them.
See, I stand corrected then.
But there's been some scare moments in this thing where you get just surrounded by zombies and you're just freaking out because what they've done is you can go into the map, right? And you've got a buddy or whatever, but you get to get things that help you out, and like you get better guns and you get better this and whatever, and you're doing great. But if you die in there, you lose all your shit.
That's how it should be.
Right, but that's not how it's been. Like
historically,
okay, you died. Oh, that's fine. Well, you don't lose your shit. You get it the next time when you come back because you achieved that. No, you lose it all. Like you have to go look for a new backpack, new plates, new everything, right? And guns, you lost them because you dropped them out there. But so that's in there. But the other thing that they've added that I haven't seen in, just a zombie game for a while is they've added like big MFers in this game. Like I was on this motorcycle. Me and Fathead were playing. Pootie wasn't playing.
Pootie wasn't there?
Yeah,
Pootie, come on.
But I was on this motorcycle and I drove through like a road through the most dangerous zone. And there was this dog. That's what I'll call it. It's a dog. But this dog was, he was the size of a lot of the buildings that I was passing.
Oh.
It's huge. And I guess it caught my scent. It chased me out of the red zone, which is the worst part.
Right.
Into the yellow zone. And it didn't give up the scent.
Is this another player?
This is a boss. This is a bad boy.
Huh.
He didn't like the fact that I tried to hit him with my motorcycle because he didn't.
What if I told you about hitting giant dogs with your motorcycle?
Right. Well, and you know what? I say dog. It doesn't look like it's
like a werewolf.
It's a giant red blob that walks on all fours.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got like a skull head and stuff. It's pretty scary looking. And so it chased me out of all the zones, and I'm screaming at Fathead because me and Fathead are never close to each other during this game whatsoever because I have a tendency to go really try and run off and do stuff, and he goes and looks at shiny things.
Right.
And then he'll be like, oh, where are you? I'm screaming my head off because this thing's going to kill me, and I've gotten some things that I want to keep.
Yeah.
Needless to say, it caught up to me, but I was able to escape. When I escaped that damn dog, the whole screen was blinking because I was that close to death. And meanwhile, Fathead is still in the white zone, just walking around, just picking up stuff and all that. But this is something that you would enjoy. You would enjoy immensely because you could just hang out in the white zone and just shoot the regular stuff and be cool while I go do stupid ass.
Yeah, that sounds like something I would be into.
So Call of Duty Zombies is if you Colby 1053. Yes, I haven't changed it because why? On the PlayStation, if you're looking for somebody to play with, hit me up. I'll jump into some zombies, maybe some Warzone multiplayer. No, I won't do that. I won't.
So this is the video game that I should enter the market in, huh?
Yes, Call of Duty. Just to come
Said
hang out
duty.
just to come hang out with the crew so we can record it and pull drops from it and stuff. It'll be great. I say a lot of awkward things.
We
I say
could
a lot
pull
of
some
awkward
drops.
things here. I say a lot of awkward things in the middle of that.
Are you the voice of reason in your group on that chat?
No.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Would that be Pootie or would that be Fathead?
Pootie is normally the voice of reason.
Okay.
He just is. Just don't take the name too far because he was just like, you know what, I'm going to name my guy Pootie Tang. So we just call him Pootie.
I mean, I agree with that choice.
It's a good choice. It's a good choice.
Huh.
So
Pootie. Look,
yeah.
By the way, you guys look out for the Fathead and Pootie show coming soon to Fanstream Sports.
If we ever get that together, I just want to sit in and not moderate, but just kind of look at both of them as they're going through whatever they're about to talk about.
You have to produce.
All right, that's what I'll produce the Fathead and Pootie show.
You got to produce and board op for them.
That'll happen as they talk about. Neither one of them are sports fans,
They don't have to talk about sports.
so it's not going to be a sports show.
No.
But
Wouldn't that be funny if we just threw sports topics at them and said you have 3 minutes to discuss?
right? Talk about this. We hand them like really just like here. Talk about the state of the WNBA. Go.
You could ask us that and they'd get the same answer.
Duh.
They're overpaid. It's my
You know,
opinion of the
I-
WNBA.
You had literally like 2 seconds to come up with something for the WNBA, and you hit the one target where everybody. Well, that's like the hop off point. You just gave the one answer that most people are like, just don't say they're overpaid.
They're overpaid, Colby.
Just don't say that.
Kind of like teachers and policemen and
Okay, you went to
surgeons.
You know what? I'm not going to let you do that. I am not going to let you equate a WNBA player to
Counselors.
policemen and teachers. You can't.
People that work with underprivileged kids.
Oh, dear sweet God. See, this is what you do. This is what you do. Because normally in my life, I am not the
Fireman.
voice of reason for anything. I'm not. But IndyCarTim goes so far into left field and he picks up rocks and just starts throwing them at the crowd. And now I've got to do something about it.
You know who doesn't make enough money in this world?
Tim's.
Professional athletes. God, how do they even live? The owners are greedy because they take all the money.
Hi.
That's your first topic on the Fathead and Pootie show.
If you can't tell, there's been a Jaeger machine installed in here to the.
I've only had 2, Colby.
You've had more than that because Gerb kept wanting to fill up a glass.
He did. He kept trying. Well, I mean, the 3 shots that I did, they were half of a solo cup each.
Yeah.
So I've had a solo cup and a half of dude. And by the way, it is ice cold. You know what? We'll tweet out a picture on our social media of the new Jaeger machine. And when I say new, it is fresh out of the box. And it is a 3-bottler.
Yeah, it's a 3-bottler,
I
and
think it's half empty now.
it is fresh out of the box, kind of
She
like
said.
a couple of Tim's dates that won't be mentioned right now. Hey Tim,
Internet.
what day is it today?
Thank you for asking, Colby.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to me. God, it wasn't even my birthday. Is it okay for me to keep casually sexting?
No, it is not.
Oh,
give
sweet,
backstory, but
clean
we're not.
birthday sex. Colby, today is Wednesday.
It is.
It is December 6th. God, January. December 6th. The day before Pearl Harbor Day. You might want to go warn them.
Hey guys.
Japanese still fly airplanes. Like, didn't we take all of that away from them after World War II? Said, y'all aren't allowed to do any of this anymore.
No, I'm pretty sure that Japan Air still exists.
So they stole
somehow.
baseball from us.
And
Apparently.
apparently play it better than us.
No kidding. Like,
I mean,
2 of the
they're really
best
good.
players in the world are Japanese. Did you ever remember that saying in school?
I think I'm turning Japanese.
Chinese, Japanese.
Dirty knees.
Yes.
And then you'd hold out your shirt and say, "Look at these."
Yeah.
You know what? That never made sense to me. None of it did. None of it did. Especially the punchline of the dude going, "Look at these." Like,
Okay, wait. You don't know the premise of Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees?
obviously not. And now I don't want to know it. I don't, because I know where my brain's going right now.
Okay, then it's probably right.
It is. See, I didn't know.
How does a woman's knees get dirty, Colby?
I understand that part, but when it's something told to you in grade school, you don't think about they're on their knees, so therefore they're smiling like a donut.
Now that's offensive.
To donuts?
Not all Japanese women have donuts.
You know what, Tim? As of right now in the world, your statement that not all Japanese women in the world have donuts is absolutely correct.
Told you. I'm pretty good.
Fish had hold of my nipple.
Colby, today is National Gazpacho Day. You like gazpacho?
Cold soup?
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of out too.
I mean,
The pictures always make it look really, really good when you see pictures of it, but meh.
I like a lot of cold foods. I like a lot of foods cold that like other people don't like rice dishes. I like them cold.
Oh, I do too. I'm okay with that.
And a lot of cold pizza.
Mhm.
Oh, hell yeah. But cold soup, that just doesn't. No.
I very rarely reheat my pizza
Oh yeah, no. In fact,
if it's the next day.
I have been known to order pizza, take it directly from the delivery driver's hands, and go put it in the refrigerator for the next day.
Okay, I've never gone that far,
Yeah.
but I can see it.
I was preparing.
Who's Karen?
I was preparing for pizza day.
Preparing for the next day's pizza. Colby, it is National Miners Day.
Okay.
Not
As in
people that are underage.
Okay, the people that go underground. Got it.
Yes, as it's described as one of the most difficult and dangerous jobs you can imagine after radio broadcasting.
Well, no, not after that. But I've heard it's difficult to be a miner.
Yeah, you can't drink, you can't vote. It's very difficult to be a miner.
Thank you for hitting that softball.
Colby, it is St. Nicholas Day. Really thought that was Christmas.
Saint Nick.
It just says Nicholas.
Aren't they the same?
I think
person?
so, yes.
So Santa Claus.
Yeah.
All right.
This has a picture of a tiny baby, like tiny baby Jesus, 8 pound, 6 ounce baby Jesus.
So wait, tiny baby Saint Nicholas?
I guess it's very confusing.
No, I've got to go. No, I'll let you watch a documentary on it and tell me about it.
All right,
later.
because I'll watch a documentary on you, Colby.
No, on Saint Nicholas, not on me.
Colby, I watched.
Nobody's going to do a documentary.
This is
about
going to drive
me.
you crazy.
Oh my God, already is.
I watched in consecutive days a 2-hour documentary. Now, this is while I'm working, right? While I'm writing and stuff. So it's just kind of on. A 2-hour documentary about
Matchsticks.
the War of 1812 on 2 consecutive days last week.
No.
And I loved it. I'm probably going to watch it again. Love me a documentary, Colby.
Every time I watch a documentary, I think, good God, I'm back in elementary school. The teacher is tired of us and puts on a video that we have to watch.
Oh, it's so great. I loved Video Day.
No, stop it.
No, I did, man.
They turned
My
out the
jam.
lights. I can't draw anymore.
That's when you
This
can grab
sucks.
boobies.
This sucks.
You didn't grab boobies when they turned off the lights?
I mean,
They were my own sometimes, but
right.
still. Colby, today is Finland Independence Day.
Okay. Celebrate it
I
then.
guess. It is also Mitten Tree Day.
Is there a glove tree next to it?
Keep your hands toasty warm with Mitten Tree Day. And it's showing pictures of mittens like clothes pinned to trees. That's a thing.
What?
All right. How about
First of all, mittens are of the hand warming devices the worst
Yeah.
thing that's out there.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's deflated boxing gloves. You
Yeah.
can't do anything while wearing a mitten. Mittens are dumb.
I've never owned a pair of mittens in my life.
I've named cats that before.
Gross. You know what you should name cats? Idiot.
It depends on the cat, sir.
How about National Microwave Oven Day?
That's kind of almost becoming a thing you don't need to have anymore, man.
Why?
Because the air fryer and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I do like my air fryer.
Because anything that's microwavable, if you throw it in the air fryer, it tastes better.
You ever cooked a scrambled egg in the microwave?
No, you talking about the plastic or the Ziploc sack, the Ziploc bag?
No,
trick
like an
or whatever?
actual egg. You crack it open, you whisk it up, put it in a dish, and microwave it in order to scramble it.
No.
My ex used to do that. Like, she was going to make eggs. That's how she made it. I'm like, don't make me any of those.
But it doesn't make it taste rubbery?
I never tried one. And the
Okay.
kids said they didn't necessarily like them, like as much as when I made them, because I know how to make scrambled eggs.
Right.
But it's just weird. How about I don't know why we need this, Colby. National Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women. Are we supposed to hurt women?
Okay.
I'm confused by the wording.
I am confused by the wording too, but
Okay.
if you're talking about, hey, just recognize that we aren't supposed to hit women. Okay.
Okay, let me read it again. I'm going to read it slow and verbatim.
It doesn't need a day. That has to be every day. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, National Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women. I feel like the word on should be different.
I feel like that person never needs to write anything else again.
You're not allowed to write headlines anymore, sir. Or name days.
Or ma'am.
It's probably a woman. God, what are they good for?
Not writing that.
Writing days. National Pawnbrokers Day.
Pawn Stars.
Dude, I used to love that show when it first came on until I read the internet and how truly fake all of it is. And really, I was mad at myself for believing it was real. Because when I looked at it retrospectively, as I break out the dictionary, I'm like, wait, how did I believe this is real? Because when you go into it knowing that it's all staged and all fake, you're like, it's so obvious.
As soon as I watched this for like a couple episodes or something along that lines, mainly because the title misled me and it just ended up staying on there. I thought it was something else. And but every person that brings something in a little bit later, they know somebody in the industry that's an expert in whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And then most of those experts got their own shows.
Yeah. The Pokemon expert. Are you serious?
That's where, what was it, Counts Customs Danny, that show he was a car expert for that show. And that was a better show than the other one, even though it was staged too. Colby, you know anybody named Travis?
Yeah.
Travis Hapner?
Kelsey.
Travis Kelsey? Is that a real person?
That's a person.
I don't know who that is. It's National Travis Day.
Randy Travis.
Travis from WKRP in Cincinnati.
He's going to start naming off random last names and say Travis in front of it.
It is also, Colby, surprisingly, I can't believe there's a day for this. How about National Put On Your Own Shoes Day?
So this is the only day wait, so do you have somebody dedicated in your house to put on your shoes for you?
I do not put on, yeah, I'm confused. Are we supposed to have servants for that? Oh, I know. That's what your woman should be doing for you.
The dog will, like, in the back in the day, would go fetch your slippers or whatever, right? But the dog wouldn't put on your slippers. You would still slipper yourself.
It's weird. I'd slip her all right.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, Colby, It is National World Trick Shot Day.
Like just any trick shot?
This has a picture of a basketball,
Okay.
but I feel like you can do trick shots in billiards, ping pong,
Dude,
pretty much anything, right?
have you ever went down the trick shot wormhole?
Yes.
Just it's a thing. If you haven't, most of us have.
And it is a deep wormhole.
It just keeps going, and there's so many trick shot artists out there now. I like the ones now that show you how long each trick shot actually took.
Yeah, to set it up and to accomplish it.
There'd be
Yeah.
a timer underneath it, and you're like, wow, that took 4 days. That guy's diligent. And also very unlucky.
It's crazy. All right, Colby, and that's what day it is.
Awesome. Well, as we jump on a little bit of a segue, because it's time for me and Tim to get into a little sport.
Want to talk some sports?
As something got under Tim's skin, and I guess everybody else's skin. So
Yeah, how are you not aware that this is a thing?
I didn't care. My team made it in. I was done with everything else.
Like, there are lawsuits being filed about Florida State not making it.
Okay, well,
And I agree with it.
jump over there with FSU then. I mean,
And I hate FSU.
jump over there with them and what?
They were screwed, dude.
FCF? Who was the other one that won all their games?
Wait, I don't know. Who is FCF?
I don't know. Frontiersman and Camping Fortified?
University?
I
I want to go there.
who was the other Florida place that was like
That was UCF, like,
UCF?
what, in 2018? Who claimed a national championship and had rings minted, by the way.
Yeah.
So, no, Florida State is the first Power 5 undefeated conference champion
Uh-huh.
to not make it into the college football playoff.
Yep.
And the reasoning, Colby, well, the real reasoning was because politics.
Right.
The reason given was, well, their quarterback went down. They're on their third string quarterback. Well, how competitive would it have been? B freaking S. Doesn't matter. They kept winning. They deserve to be in. But Colby, the real reason goes far beyond anything you would believe.
Okay.
As our buddy Norm Hitzkis did his episode today, whatever happened, I forgot what it was called. Whatever happened to, I don't remember the word he used. I'll find it. But go back and listen to Norm's episode from today. I forgot what it was called.
The great Norm Hiskis, by the
Great
way.
Norm Hitzkis.
You can hear him on the Fan Stream Sports, so.
You can, and he did his first actual video episode
Got Norm on Vidya.
on Vidya. If you ever wanted to see Norm plying his craft on video, now's the time to go check out our YouTube page for FanStream Sports. But Colby, it has since come out as to the real reasons why FSU was left out, and you're aware that they're kind of trying to leave the ACC, right?
Yes, I am.
By the way, it's called "What Happened to Integrity in College Football" is Norm's episode.
Oh, well, it left a long time ago, Norm. I'm sorry.
I know. I feel like, when he was a kicker at Canisius back during the Civil War,
Right.
maybe it was still there, but probably not. So Colby, our buddy Matt Berry, who used to work over here at KXAS Channel 5 here in Dallas in the sports department, now is on ESPN, the SEC network, and all of that good stuff. He had one Paul Feinbaum on his fine show yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And Paul Feinbaum, you've probably seen this video on Twitter, even though you didn't watch it, because it is making the rounds as he dropped a bombshell. And Matt Berry's reaction to this is priceless, dude. Let's take a listen and take a watch if you're on video with us here.
Let's not forget that people in college athletics don't like Florida State. Because people in college athletics, Matt, are collegial people. They try to coalesce. You've heard them say this. We may be enemies on the field. And let me tell you why they don't like Florida State. Because Florida State did something a couple of months ago that ticked off any conscience-minded person in the sport. They stood up and said, we're too good to be in the ACC. They did it not in private at a booster club meeting. They did it at a board of trustees meeting. And my theory is that may have kept them out. As crazy as that sounds, you don't do that. You don't go outside and take a leak inside, as you know. And I think there's some very like-minded people on that committee that go, why are we going to do them a favor? Now, by the way, I realize that sounds absurd in terms of picking the 4 best teams, but I'm also trying to give you the mindset here of administrators and how they think, and athletic directors. And they go, we're not selling out the biggest program in college football and the biggest name and arguably the biggest brand for a bunch of renegades.
Matt Berry's like, did you just say what I think you said?
Okay. You don't go outside to go take a leak inside.
I'm not sure that's the saying.
No, you don't pee where you sleep.
Right, that's one of them. But he's saying, and I think he's right, that FSU got punished because they're trying to leave the ACC. And the ACC is a dying conference. It's no longer respected by any of the, well, we call it a committee, Colby, but after this year, and really it started years prior, ESPN dictates who makes the college football Final Four. It's plain and simple. ESPN says these are the teams we want. Make it make sense. And that's why Georgia's out.
No, okay.
And that's why Texas is in.
Why Georgia is out. Now, this was my thinking. I know what everybody else is saying, but let me go ahead and get through my thinking real quick. Texas won their championship game. Alabama won their championship game, right? And I know FSU won theirs. But the reason why Georgia's out, they didn't win it. Cool. I get it. Right? Everybody else got their wins. Awesome. FSU is also in that you have 5 teams, your Power 5 conferences, that all won their championship game. The reason why FSU didn't get that, Alabama spot, because it wasn't the Texas spot. It was the Alabama spot.
Yeah.
And the reason is because Texas ended up being number 3. Mm-hmm. Your number 4 team, that was who was fighting FSU for that. I know undefeated, but still.
Yeah.
If they would have given FSU the 4 spot, everybody would have been okay with it. I think the other thing that did not help Florida State was the way they looked in their bowl game. What the score ended up being 10-6.
16-6.
That's not good. Not good against the team they were playing. And it was that.
It was a really good Louisville team, though.
It was that on top of what TCU did the last time they let a deserving team in.
Right.
Because as much as, we around here are like, well, we're cool with TCU making it because it was cool to see the Fort Worth team go. Mm-hmm. That game was bad.
Well, they beat Michigan.
I know, but that game was bad. Their big game.
Against Georgia, you mean, in the championship.
Yeah, and that was
embarrassing.
bad.
And had that happened in the semifinal against Michigan, then I would say, yeah, no, that's embarrassing. But the fact that they beat Michigan to make it to that game,
right?
It just means it was a bad matchup and that they got overpowered by a better team. It doesn't mean they didn't deserve to be there. They won a game.
They did win a game and that's when Michigan decided they were going to start cheating.
Clearly. That was the last game they lost.
So, there you go. But, man, that your big game, your hype game, and it was over midway through the first quarter. It was.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't
like 21-0 already.
So that it'll make people shy away from. Okay, we have a chance not to put a team in that could possibly go do that again,
right?
And that was part of it too.
Let me ask you this here before we get the break. Michigan's in as the number 1 seed. They got caught cheating twice.
Right.
And Harbaugh served a pair of 3-game, not one, a pair of 3-game suspensions. They cheated, which means you have wins because you cheated.
Right.
Do you think they even deserve to be in the playoff?
That would have been if I was sitting there on the committee to elect who was going into it, that had been my opportunity to be like, yeah, that's our loophole. That's our spot. The only problem is that team, the Michigan Wolverines, brings a whole lot of eyeballs.
Yep.
And quite frankly, it probably brings a whole lot more eyeballs than, well, Florida State.
Yeah, you're right.
So because of that, I wouldn't have done it, but that would have been my loophole if I wanted to.
Well, and those on the committee probably had that opportunity. And then they were like, oh, well, we don't really pick the teams anyway.
Right.
ESPN told us to include Michigan. So, hey, let's just make them number one. Let's make ESPN really happy. They just beat a very overrated Ohio State, and they're an overrated Michigan. Neither one of those teams played anybody except each other, and that tells you something right there. It's just ridiculous. That Big Ten's a joke, man.
So if that Big Ten's a joke, and by the way, if you were listening before the Alabama-Georgia game, Tim and myself were both considering the fact that we thought Bama had a shot to beat Georgia.
We were right.
So I'm going to offer this to Tim. Tim, if you had to prognosticate what's going to happen in this first round of the college football playoffs, who's the winners coming out of this damn thing?
Colby, I think you are going to have Bama versus Texas.
Well, that would be amazing.
You know why? Because that's what ESPN wants.
Is another Bama-Texas game.
The year before Texas joins the SEC. What a storyline that is, right?
I'd be super excited.
You know what? I kind of would be too. And I told you what was going to happen. I told you last week what's going to happen if Texas makes the playoff. I'm cheering for Texas.
Yeah.
And if Texas wins the playoff, if they win it all, Colby, I'm going to have to source a Longhorns jersey. I will wear any Longhorns jersey you can find except Vince Young.
Damn it!
Because he is a joke of all jokes of a human being.
Damn it! Don't talk about VY like that. Well, he'll go into a strip club and beat somebody up.
He won't beat me up.
Don't do that. But you know how just on cloud nine I'm going to be if my baseball team and my college football team both walk out with trophies? I'm not going to know what happened.
Which one would make you happier?
I cried during the Rangers because it was the first one. I've seen the Longhorns. Thank you, Vince Young. I've seen the Longhorns do this thing before. But I'm going to be jumping up and down. You've seen me watching football around here.
I have. I've watched the Texas game. We were watching the Alabama-Texas game here at the studio last year.
Yes.
When Texas got robbed of a victory.
I wasn't very good watching partner at that point.
It's okay. I expected it.
Yeah.
By the way, a really good follow on social media, speaking of Vince Young and Texas National Championship 05, is Matt Leinart. I was never a fan of Matt Leinart. I hated when he played, right? I hated USC, although I cheered for USC in that game.
Uh-huh.
I hated him with the Cardinals. He's not a good player. Actually had somewhat of a little personal run-in with Matt Leinart. We won't discuss too much. I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
And so, not a fan, but I like him on the what is it?
X?
No, well, yeah, on all the social media, but he's on the college football show on Fox, right?
Oh, yeah. He's a good guy.
Big Noon Kickoff or whatever the hell it's called. I think he's great. But, dude, he is funny because he's making constant references to that game. Today, he'll see a Texas something. Like, for instance, he was at where was he? Where the Longhorns were playing the last game. In Austin. They were in Austin. So I guess he's at the stadium, and there's some display of that game, the national championship game, and there's a mannequin with a Vince Young jersey.
Uh-huh.
And he's got the phone, like, facing him, and he's talking to the phone. He's like, I feel like this is the sports equivalent of running into your ex-girlfriend at a bar And he holds the phone up, and it shows the mannequin behind him with the Vince Young jersey.
Nice.
He's like, I can't escape. It's just funny that he does that to himself, right? It's I don't know. It's a bit, and it's really funny though. He's a good follow. You guys go check him out.
You know what? And if he'd ended up with a different team, he might have been a good quarterback.
He was a lefty
in the
though.
NFL.
There's no such thing as a good left-handed quarterback.
I'll take that, Steve Young.
He was terrible. So's Tua.
All right. Well, so coming up next, we are going to continue our sports report. We're going to get into a little Cowboys and Eagles preview, and plus, maybe Tim's turning around on Dak Prescott. He may actually like this guy at quarterback. Not sure. But that's all coming up next on the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show.
Hello, sports fans.
FanStream Sports.
Hey, you like golf? There's a good chance you do, because I said so. But what do you need playing golf? Well, you need clubs, right? Clubs, you need balls. The thing that people don't usually think about is that golf bag. And that's what most people see when they look at your golf clubs, like right off the bat. And if you've got a raggedy bag, it's not doing you any favors, bud. So get you a new bag. Go over to orca-golf.com. Orca-golf.com. Why are you going there? You're going there because you want a golf bag, but you want one that's kind of screams you. So you want to pick the colors. Well, you can use your own custom colors. Maybe you have a logo in mind. Maybe it's your logo. You're like Prince. You just have a symbol. That's the case. Dude, you can get your logo on there. Your name, just get it done exactly like what you want it done. By actual designers. Nothing goes out of their factory without the approval of the founder, Erica Bennett, who is just brilliant. We've seen some of her bags. We've got one of them actually in the studio. And you know what? Dude, it looks good. If you want other people to look at your golf setup and go, man, that just screams Frank. You want that? Then go over to orca-golf.com. Do yourself a favor and use the promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. I'll say that again, DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. So do it today, because Orca Golf is the best choice in the game.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business, or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal, or, the hat, or the keychain, or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you.
Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show right here on FanStream Sports. It's a Wednesday, as it normally is,
What up?
when we're coming at you from the FanStream Sports studios in north of Dallas, right off the tollway, Colby. We could throw a rock and hit a car on the tollway.
We could. And you know what? We're not going to try that, though, because we've
No?
already announced that that's the thing that we could do.
Show dare?
I mean,
Wheel spin?
how How would you? All right, let's check your remorse level. You do this. You throw the rock. You hear it hit the car. Then you hear tires screeching, and then all of a sudden you hear about 4 or 5 cars piled together.
Okay.
What are you thinking about right there at that moment?
I'm like, I hope the next segment hasn't started because we're not in front of the microphone yet.
Okay.
I mean, why? What would you do?
I would probably flip out because my thoughts immediately go to my actions probably just caused the ending of some person's, or they're going to the hospital. I've just ruined somebody's something, and I would be so just enraged and want to.
How is that your fault?
Because I threw the rock.
Well, you didn't make them hit it. It should have been in the other lane.
What, do you think the rock fires off a siren and be like, incoming rock, you should be in the middle lane? There's no announcement.
No, yeah.
No, it's
not my fault.
It's totally your fault
Not my fault at all.
that you caused that to happen. So
Yeah, but you don't know. If you're not there to witness it, how do you know it even happened?
because this is what I do a lot of times is I don't like people, but B, I do put myself in people's shoes, right? Like on the other side of things, just to think if I was in that car and like the wreck happened and I found out it was from a rock that came from a random parking lot and that guy was still standing outside filming it, I would go kick that person's ass.
Well, deservedly so, yeah.
Okay, so then don't do that.
So his mistake was not running away and not getting caught. So he deserves it.
His mistake was, how did we get here? It's throwing the rock.
Not if you get caught. They don't get caught. I mean, you wanted to know my level of remorse.
Yes.
There you go. Now, if someone does that to me, I'm going to kick their ass.
Okay.
I will find them.
Right. You have a particular set of skills.
I have a specific, particular, not just one skill.
Right.
It's running. Running away.
I have gas. So, as we're now into the continuation of the sports report, we're getting into the professional side of the sports report as my Dallas Cowboys, sometimes Tim, but most of the time it's just mine because he's an ass.
Sometimes.
They played the Seahawks, and the Seahawks. Did we make the Seahawks look like a better team than what they are?
No.
Or is that just they were just up against it and had to have it, and we got their best?
That's who the Seahawks are. They're not a bad team, Colby. They're not an elite team, but they're a good team. They play in a tough division. They've got the 49ers twice.
All right.
They've gotten their asses kicked twice by the Rams.
That's bad.
Well, it's a division foe, right? It's a division game. When the Redskins were bad, they beat the Cowboys sometimes. It is what it is. So, you're going to have 2 losses against the Rams coming up. You're about to have 2 losses against the 49ers. Geno Smith's having a down year.
Okay.
But he's not playing horribly. He's not playing like the old Geno Smith still. And the game ahead of the Cowboys, I forgot who they were playing. He gets hurt. Drew Lock comes in and spares everybody to death in the fourth quarter.
Tried to lock it up and didn't.
He couldn't lock anybody down. Happy birthday to me. And Geno Smith came in the game on the final drive with a hurt shoulder. Led the team, 50 yards downfield to attempt a game-tying field goal that they missed. But he is the heart and soul of this team. He's in the second year of his new 3-year deal that he got after last year. The first year of his 3-year deal that he got after last year when he won the Comeback Player of the Year award. Had a great season last year after winning the job from Drew Lock after the departure of Russell Wilson.
Right.
And he's not having the same year he had last year, but he is still having a solid season. And he is a serviceable quarterback in that offense under Pete Carroll. And this was not, and I told you this wasn't going to be a pushover game. Now, the final score would indicate that it might have been a pushover game, 41-35. But think about the Cowboys were trailing most of the game.
They were. And going into that game, this is what I was thinking. Going into that game, I was like, all right, their offensive line is not good. Our pass rush is pretty good. Now, we may not score a whole lot of points because they predominantly play zone. And zone 8 typically gives, this current offense a little trouble. It did not. And our pass rush did not. So the things that I were expecting to happen did not happen. So that's the reason why the game did what it did. And also, boy, Heidi, they just the officiating in this game. That was, some of those calls had to be called, but a lot of those calls you could have just kept your flag in your pocket.
Dude,
It was bad.
you know what? I didn't mind a lot of those calls. I just wish they had kept it consistent.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot to that. But the Cowboys escape, home win. They get the job done. They didn't beat the spread, but
13th win in a row at home.
that's a damn good thing. Coming up for your Dallas Cowboys, this is going to be the game that this really could set your season on a different
Well,
level.
hang on. I have some 10 interesting stats for the Seahawks game
Oh, damn. All right.
before we get into your Eagles, your favorite Eagles.
I don't ever say that.
No, I had some funny stats regarding that I thought everybody would like to enjoy hearing.
All right, and according to Chris Arnold, people do love lists.
People love lists. Colby, did you know this was the 6th game in NFL history, including playoffs, with 0 punts?
Huh. By the way, Isaac punts. It's a good follow on YouTube.
3 of them have involved Mike McCarthy.
Man, just don't like to punt.
2 when he was with the Packers in 2014, and then this one. By the way, get well, Mike McCarthy.
Uh-oh.
Did you not hear?
I did not hear.
He had an emergency appendicitis surgery today.
He still has that?
Well, I still have it.
I do. So do I. Just
He's old.
yeah.
He's not. He's like younger than me, I think. But yeah, he doesn't like to punt, apparently.
Mm.
Poor Anger was just over there on the sideline like, what do you want me to do, coach?
I'm an unused weapon.
He is. He's good. Colby, the Seahawks are the first team in NFL history to lose a game with 35-plus points scored and 0 punts.
Also, that is like the first time Pete Carroll's ever lost while scoring 35 points.
Teams in the Super Bowl era, which is since 1966, have been 64-0 when they score 35 points and don't punt.
And 1.
Sorry.
Chew on that gum harder.
Dak Prescott has 20 touchdown passes and 2 interceptions in his last 6 games, including 3 touchdowns and no picks on Thursday. He's the 9th player in NFL history with 20-plus touchdowns and 2 or fewer interceptions in a 6-game span within a season. 6 of the previous 8, Colby, won the MVP in that season. Aaron Rodgers in 2019. 2020 Aaron Rodgers, 2019 Lamar Jackson, 2015 Russell Wilson, 2014 Aaron Rodgers, 2013 Peyton Manning, 2011 Drew Brees, 2011 Aaron Rodgers, 2007 Tom Brady.
I fell asleep during half of those years.
Whose names did I say twice?
I don't remember.
I don't either. The Cowboys earned their first win of the season versus a team at 500 or better, and actually that is an inaccuracy.
Because they're no longer 500 or better.
No, that is the second time they've beaten a team with a record of 500 or better, and I don't know why people keep saying this stat because it's incorrect. Week 2, Colby, they beat the Jets. They were 1-0.
Oh, that's right. Look at them go.
Yeah, so I'm right. They're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Colby C.D. Lamb recorded his 8th career game with 10 catches and 100-plus receiving yards, passing Michael Irvin for the most such games in Cowboys history.
I tell you what, Tim, that
Travesty.
C.D. Lamb might be a good number 1 receiver.
He's okay.
You're going to have to lighten up on that stupidity you had for a while.
Colby, there were 257 penalty yards between both teams, the most in a game since 2021.
That's what you get when you get that officiating crew, and also you get the first and second and penalties in the league playing each other.
It featured the most first-half penalty yards since 1991.
That's a little bit ago.
When the Cowboys still only had 2 Super Bowls. The Cowboys tied an NFL record by scoring 40-plus points in 4 straight home games. The only other 3 teams to do this within a season in NFL history. 2013 Bengals, 2000 Rams, and 1952 Lions.
Can you imagine watching the 1952 Lions light up the scoreboard like that? Because they were running the wishbone or whatnot.
I think that was Gary Danielson playing quarterback. Might have been Davey O'Brien. Colby, DK Metcalf had 107 receiving yards in the first quarter.
Well,
The most first quarter receiving yards versus the Cowboys since
Randy Moss.
Randy Moss with 107 in his famous Thanksgiving Day game versus Dallas, where he had 3 catches, 163 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I was at that game, Colby.
You were the reason that we decided not to even try.
We all got mossed. Colby, the Seahawks, 35 points were their most in a loss under Pete Carroll. They had been 36-0 when scoring that many in a game under their head coach.
Hey, that's the stat that I gave.
And then finally, Colby, Dak Prescott finished the month of November with 16 touchdown passes. And there's only 4 times in NFL history where a quarterback had more in a month. Tom Brady had 20 in 2007. Tony Romo had 17 in 2007. Peyton Manning had 19 in November 2014, and also in December 2013 he had 19. There are your 10 wacky stats about the Cowboys win over the Sea Chickens.
Now, I don't know when we're going to get into this because I know what are we looking at on time. You know what?
What do you want to get into?
Screwed. I mean, I want to get into this for a second because I know we got to get into the Cowboys and Eagles preview, but just for a second, have you noticed the turn of the tide of the undercurrent around Dak Prescott?
I mean, from like a national narrative?
A national narrative, yes.
Yes, but not to the point I think it should be. I mean, I've turned, and I've been pretty critical of him,
Right.
and I still think he's not playing flawless games, but the numbers don't lie.
No, they do not.
So, but I'm still seeing people saying, "Yeah, man, Dak had a great month. He's carrying the Cowboys, but look who they're playing." That's all. I'm so sick of hearing that. But look who they're playing. You know what? They can only play who's on the freaking schedule, Colby.
No, that's true. That's true. And if you go look at, the times these teams who they're playing play other players and other teams, they don't look as good as what the Cowboys looked against these teams. But the Seahawks, they're not too shabby when it comes to playing the defensive position. And you put 40-plus points on them.
Yep.
But I'm feeling the undercurrent of the change of attitude around Dak Prescott. And it's starting a little bit here, a little bit locally and a little bit with the fan base, but nationally too.
Yeah.
Of course, there's not room for him right now. We'll wait for him to come out of the woodwork if something happens. But it feels like everybody's starting to talk about, by the way, not only is he the leader and all that, but the attitude around him is starting to change.
Yeah.
And I've been waiting for something like that to happen to a Dallas Cowboys quarterback since what? Troy Aikman? Because it never really changed for Romo. Of course, there wasn't anybody else that it could change for.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, nobody ever liked Drew Henson or Chutch.
Or Quincy!
Quincy!
So I am super excited about that. I feel like there is that one guy on Facebook hadn't been able to talk for a whole month, and I'm happy about it. See, if there's a loss that happens, he'll pop up. See.
Yeah, no, it's changed and 100%, and it's needed to. And I don't know if this is a product, whatever the success is, the reason for it is, is it because McCarthy has changed the way he's calling plays? Is it because he's calling different plays? Has he cut Dak loose?
I think it's cut Dak loose. I also think the motion helping him be able to decipher what's going on with defense is helping.
Never thought they played enough motion.
No. The idea that you don't always have to run it up the middle, and they're starting to attack the outside a little bit more with moving pieces and moving guards.
Yeah.
That is helping a lot more. The offense as a whole, since that San Francisco game, really and truly, where somebody said, look, this ain't it, and things need to change. And you know what? Damn it, they started to change. Now, that could be that, or it could be just implementing the offense in slowly to its fullest, form. Like a Dragon Ball Z character, he's not quite at his final form yet. Maybe they're still not. But this is starting to look damn good. And anybody that ever thought that they might have wanted Kellen Moore to stick around, right now you're seeing the opposite of that. So,
because look what's happening out in freaking Los Angeles right now.
So
they're ready to knock his head off and go bowling.
But coming up for your Dallas Cowboys is the Philadelphia Eagles in a game that could be that game that changes how your season looks. Because you have an opportunity, which, by the way, freaking Fergie out there against Seattle showed me that he's a man's man.
I tweeted out.
For real, yo.
After he went toe-to-toe with Jamal Adams, I tweeted out, if I was going to go out and buy a Dallas Cowboys jersey right now, it would be Fergie's. Because he might be my new favorite Dallas Cowboy, Colby. I've seen a little bit of that this season.
Right.
But, dude, he took it to a new level against Seattle, especially going toe-to-toe with Jamal Adams.
Well, it was that, and then it started to spread throughout the team. Did you notice?
That was a turning point.
It was, and then Dak running the ball and then flexing on the kid that hit him. All right, then. Okay.
Keep it up, Fergie.
So I like this, and I like the physical and the aggressiveness of that. I want to see Dan Quinn figure out what's wrong with the defense. That'd be great. But
I don't think there's anything wrong with the defense. I think it's a cycle. They'll be back. They're not playing horribly. There's a lot more bending than there is breaking. They didn't look great. You had that first half, the last drive, they scored a touchdown because they knew they were getting the ball. By the way, coaches out there, you can't take timeouts with you. They don't carry over to the second half.
Right.
I am shocked that more coaches don't call timeouts to get – that's what Pete Carroll did. He was using his timeouts on defense to gain them an extra possession that resulted in a touchdown before the end of the half.
So, but with all that being said, with the physicalness that the Dallas Cowboys seem to be gathering with everything else that's going on with the team, and you are going up against the Eagles, I know coming off a loss, you think, oh no, they're going to be really ready for this. Well, they were already going to be really ready for it. It's the Dallas Cowboys, right?
Right.
It's the Dallas Cowboys. The thing that you get benefited for you for this game that I hope turns out on the field is that playing the 49ers with their physical style, it does not make you look as good the next week.
Right.
It doesn't. And you're going up against a Cowboys team that is feeling their oats and really thinking like they might be able to do something. You take the Eagles down another notch and you whip them and put them in a headlock here. Who's the Eagles got after that? Seattle?
So along those lines, Colby, I have to ask you a question.
Okay.
If holy crap, the Stars just tied the game.
They did. 2
goals in 4 minutes. 3-3, Stars at the Panthers. 15:45 left in the third. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that or not. Do you think the Eagles would be better off if they benched Jalen Hurts for Marcus Mariota?
How hurt is Hurts?
Well, you've watched him play.
I have.
Because someone thinks that. Let's play a little clip here, Colby.
Okay.
I think the only way that they get there, to Rob's point, is Jalen is 100% and he is that dynamic weapon in the run game because that creates your offense on the outside and your one-on-ones. Clearly, Jalen isn't comfortable reading through a defense in a drop-back pass scenario. Some would say he's not even good at it. And I think that when you look at this team, you have to have a serious conversation if you're Philly. And you have to really say, is it better for us to play Marcus Mariota right now and let Jalen get fully healthy. Because I would argue that it does not matter if you're the number 1 seed. Because if the 49ers come into Philly again, they do not care. They do not care. If raining in Philly, doesn't matter. But irrelevant.
You're the coach. You're Nick Sirianni. You go up to Jalen Hurts. He's like,
I'm with
dude,
you, bro. That's
I
gonna
can
be a
play,
crazy
coach.
conversation.
I can play. How are you going to tell me after I just got paid, we do all of this stuff, I'm in the MVP runner. We just had a board up there reading his MVP odds, and now you're going to telling me to sit.
Big picture, brother. Like that's what you have to do. Like if you're Nick Sirianni, this is the type of decision and conversation you have to have if you have a big picture mentality. And I think you can have that conversation honestly with Jalen. And if you set him down, that's all Jalen talks about is the end result and getting to the.
All right, I've had enough of that. So you're telling me that a 50% Jalen Hurts is not better than Marcus Mariota?
Depending on which Marcus Mariota shows up. Every once in a while, a game of Marcus Mariota looks like he's just insanely good.
Would you be willing to take that gamble at this point of the season with a 10-2 record going down the stretch here against some teams that you need to beat?
I'll tell you, I would feel worse going into this game. I know this is no disrespect, but it's just what happens when the Dallas Cowboys end up in this situation. I would feel worse about this game going into it if you had to then account for Marcus Mariota. Just because backup
I feel like you're the minority.
Backup quarterbacks against the Dallas Cowboys for some reason always give us hell. Except for that one long neck dude from the Giants. Everybody else, it was.
I mean, they didn't seem to have any problems with Danny DeVito.
No, but that guy
the
didn't.
Panthers just took the lead again.
Yeah, that guy just didn't need to be playing quarterback.
I mean, I get what you're saying, and yes, the Cowboys do historically have issues with backup quarterbacks. They seem to, and not just backup quarterbacks, bad teams. They play down to the level of their opponents sometimes, and it's maddening to watch. This year is different. Yeah, they got beat. By the way, that game that you lost against the Cardinals in Week 3, I said the next show, that's going to come back and haunt you. That game right now, Colby, is the difference in the division.
It is the difference in the division, which is where I was getting to, was that if you somehow get the Eagles and you push them farther down, beat them up a little bit with the win too, those Seahawks are going to be fighting for everything they've got in that next game. And that's your really only hope. Either that or somehow the Cardinals show up again, because every other team that the Eagles have after these two games doesn't look like – I mean, they could throw out their cheerleaders and beat these teams.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you really need that to happen. But
there's no way the team's going to be better with Marcus Mariota.
No, but
David Carr should be kicked off the air.
I've secretly kind of always liked Marcus Mariota. Of course, I don't
have a problem with him.
I also wasn't forced to cover him as much as you are, so I didn't ever watch the day-to-day happenings of Marcus Mariota. I just remember him being really good in college.
He was great in college. Heisman.
I thought that he deserved a chance on a better team. I don't think he's ever gotten it. This would be the better team. This would be the final chance.
I mean, let's see, where is he? God, he's played everywhere, right?
Yes, he's played everywhere, but never with an actual good team or a good coach.
Who drafted him?
Tennessee? Was it Tennessee?
I might have just cussed on the air.
I mean, I did like the first segment.
I know you did. So Marcus Mariota, and again,
you're just looking to see who he drafted by.
Yeah, it was the Titans, 2015. Then he played for the Raiders.
Yeah.
He had 1 year in the Falcons, and he went to the Eagles, where he is now. And I don't know, man. I think he had some good chances in Tennessee. Those teams weren't terrible.
He had some, but I didn't like the direction that they had going with him. Just let him go. Just let him go out there and draw plays in the sand. That's where he's best.
He's a gunslinger, Colby.
Just let him go. And they
I didn't realize he was a foreigner.
He's from Hawaii?
Yeah, I didn't realize he was a foreigner.
I mean, that's part of the United States of America.
Is it? Do they pay taxes over there?
I don't know or care.
I don't know either. But yeah, that's just asinine for Derek Carr to come out and say, right now,
By the way,
They're better off with Marcus
if
Mariota.
you're waiting on our picks, we will get to them in just a moment. We will be picking this game along with others in our picks against the spread and against the coin. And maybe Big Red shows up or maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Nobody's contacted him. But right now, it's time to get into that segment where I offer up to you all the people that were born today. Well, I go through the list of people that were born today, and I make a list of the people I think are famous enough to make my list. Make sense out of that sentence, diagram it, whatever. It's called the good, bad, and the ugly, where you, me, and Tim have an opportunity to pick our good person, our bad person, and our ugly person. So this, because of the list of famous people was so poor that I went to tomorrow's birthdays along with today's birthdays.
It happens.
It was just bad. The top 3 are from today, but we will get to that here in just a little bit, just so you know where the division's at. Starting off, and this guy was the first time I actually ever looked at somebody. This was back in the day. He passed away in 1999. But I looked and I was like, dude, that guy, because he was the first guy in wrestling that had like a 6-pack abs because he wasn't just the fat guy or whatever.
Yeah.
It's Rick Rude.
I remember Rick Rude. He had a mullet too, didn't he?
He had a mullet.
I forgot about Rick Rude. Is he dead?
He passed away in 1999. His son still wrestles. Bobby Roode.
Ravishing Rick Rude.
Ravishing Rick Rude. Had the DDT and always wore some lady's face on his crotch.
Yeah, I remember him. Golly.
So
used to wrestle at the Sportatorium, Colby.
Yep, that dude and his mustache.
Yeah.
That can reach out and grab somebody. So, Rick Rude is his birthday today. I gave Tim an option of this guy or somebody else, and he chose this guy to be on the list. 73 years old today, Tom Waits for No One.
Tom Waits is one of the greatest vocalists ever.
Says IndyCarTim. You know what? I couldn't name a single Tom Waits song.
Colby.
Sorry. Can't. By the way, the Stars are now down 2 goals.
What are you doing, Ottinger?
Not protecting the net very well.
Get Essa Lindell out of the crease. Oh, God, that was wide open. I could have made that goal. On my dirty knees.
43 years old today. And she is the queen of, I can't tell you why she's hot, but she's hot.
Okay, who is it? And I'll be the judge.
Jennifer Carpenter. She was the sister on Dexter.
Never watched it.
Okay. So.
All right, let's look at Jennifer Carpenter.
Her in a pair of shades, and there's nothing about her that screams, damn. But it was just hers, everything.
Oh, I've seen her in stuff. No, you're right.
It's just
she went to Juilliard. Damn.
And have you her in mirrored shades? Is there a picture of her in mirrored shades? For some reason, that was.
Let's see.
Or just any shades. I don't know why. I don't know. It's like the chick that looks really good with the baseball cap on. She had that same vibe. It's like some chicks that, she's all right. Then she throws on a baseball cap, and you're like, what?
I mean, I think she's got gorgeous eyes. I don't want her in shades. But I don't see any picture of her in shades here.
All right, then.
But, yeah, I'm on board. It's too old for me, but.
Turning 34 years old today. And somebody that has been pictured on this show quite a lot, actually.
Uh-oh.
And we've talked about quite a lot, actually. Emily Browning's birthday.
Emery Browning. She's Asian, right?
No.
Oh.
No, Emily Browning. Just let that sink in for a little bit. You've seen a movie with Emily Browning in it.
Probably.
I'm going to let him do his Googling. As he looks
I know who she is.
Do you know who Emily Browning is?
I do know who Emily Browning is, Colby. This is Emily Browning.
That is Emily Browning.
Oh, Emily.
One of the actual first movies that I was like, hey, you have to watch this movie because...
And I watched a different one instead for like
Yes.
20 minutes because I was drunk.
But you have to watch this. It makes no sense, but it's awesome.
It doesn't make sense.
Sucker Punch.
God, I want to watch it again now.
Every cool scene that's ever been is in Sucker Punch.
God, that is one of the coolest movies ever, man.
So
I knew Emily Browning sounded familiar. Damn, Gina.
T.O. is 49 and probably still trying to play football somewhere.
I think he's playing in that fan-controlled football league like Johnny Football is.
I mean, get it until you can't.
About every offseason, every time camp opens somewhere, he's trying to get on with the team.
Soon to be your next member of the Fantastic Four is Reed Richards. He once played Beast, and he's done other things. Nicholas Hoult is 33 years old today.
Kind of excited for him.
Should be good. Should be good. And plus, him playing an intellectual, because Reed Richards is like the smartest person in MCU.
Right.
That,
Wait, is he smarter than Tony Stark?
yes. In the comic books, yes.
How?
He just is.
He doesn't build bombs.
No, but he finds ways into like alternate universes and stuff.
Tony did that in the movie.
Well,
I would like to see a chess match between Reed Richards and Tony Stark.
if we're using the comics, because some of the stuff that, well, not, but some of the styles of stuff that they did in the MCU that Tony was just like, I'll go work this out. That was like, Reed was probably better to pick doing that.
See, I feel like Tony cheated because he also had Jarvis half the time.
It's true. It's true.
And all Reed Richards had was a stone dude and a fire girl and or a fire dude and
An invisible woman.
an invisible woman.
That's the only person you named right. An invisible woman.
I don't remember who they are. Trying, man. You're turning me slowly but surely.
Human
Surely.
Torch and or Johnny Blaze.
Firewoman, Colby. Firewoman. It's a great song by The Cult, by the way.
Ben Grimm, a.k.a. The Thing. Larry Bird turned 66, and don't ever go down the YouTube hole of athletes talking about what a great trash talker Larry Bird is. You'll be forever.
Dude, because everyone says he was.
Right.
And it's a long list.
It is.
It's long and distinguished, like my Johnson.
It's not
Speaking of Magic Johnson.
what Gerb said. Turning 37 years old today, one John Moxley. He is of the AEW and WWE wrestling fame.
You can be on both? Or at different times?
He was at different times.
Okay.
Randy Rhoads passed away in 1982.
Airplane crash, Colby.
Yep. Pretty good guitarist.
Ozzy.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Most of those riffs that everybody remembers, well,
Because they were great.
you can pretty much thank Randy Rhoads for. Speaking of this guy, Johnny Manziel is 31 years old today. Still looking for a swan.
Wondering if you were going to get there. How old is he today?
31.
Jesus Christ.
Should be in his prime in the NFL.
He should be leading the Browns to their third Super Bowl under him right now.
Right. He is.
God, what a waste that was, man.
And finally, Giannis Antetokounmpo
I'll let you say that.
is 29 years old today.
Overrated.
Oh, nowhere near.
What do you ever do?
He's won an NBA championship. He's won an MVP.
Okay, now take it back.
Okay.
I don't know the NBA, Colby.
I mean, he won the.
Is he black?
He won an NBA championship for Milwaukee.
Is he black? But he's Greek, right? Like the rare black Greek. That's like a black British dude. It's just weird.
I don't think that's rare, is what it is in your brain.
I've never seen one before. But he is, though, right?
Yes, he is the Greek freak.
Doesn't he have a brother that plays?
It was on the Mavericks for a little bit.
Was he? And we had an Antetokounmpo
Yes,
on the Mavericks?
Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo. Like, that's what I said. We're saying the same thing.
No, we're not.
So he had the brother. of Seth and the brother of Giannis.
Yes.
But we didn't have the two originals.
No, and
That's why we're the Mavericks.
he wasn't as good.
Well, of course. Neither one of them are as good as the brothers.
That's
That's why they're on the Mavericks.
Yeah, but not being as Seth is closer to Steph.
Well, and Seth has a man's name. He's not named Stephanie.
So it's
Like
short,
Steph.
short for Steven.
Well, they should call him Steve.
No.
It doesn't make sense. Tell me that you think, honestly, that makes sense. To call a guy Steph if his name is Steve.
If it's your name and you want to control where it's shortened to, then shorten to it.
Dallas Stars just got within one.
Yeah, they'll give it.
No, dude. If your name is Steven, you go by Steve because it's short for Steven.
What if you just hate the name Steve?
Then go by Steven.
No, go by Steph.
Then be a girl.
No.
It's a girl's name.
It's not.
Stephanie.
That's a girl's name.
Swear to God, that's what I'd be calling him every minute that I was on the court with him.
That's fine. He would drop 80 on your head.
That's fine. I'd still get the win.
No, you wouldn't.
Because I would have made fun of him and I would win.
No.
I don't care what's on the scoreboard.
And plus, you're as good as him. You can call yourself whatever.
God, I hate him. I hate him so much. He's one of the reasons I can't watch the NBA.
Okay.
He's just bad.
That might be the second and or third.
I don't like him. I don't care if he's good. I don't like him.
He is amazingly good.
You know what? I quit eating Subway, too, when I started seeing him on those damn commercials.
I can understand some of the times when you don't like certain players. I really can. But somebody that genuinely looks like a good dude that's just having fun and is just really good at what he does.
That's not how he looks to me. He looks like a showboat, know-it-all idiot. That's how he looks to me on the court.
Well, then you are probably, at this point, one of the worst judges of character that I have ever run across.
I will never dispute that.
So there
I just
you
don't
go.
like him. All right, Colby.
By the way, LeBron deserves a little bit more love from you.
Why? Why does he deserve love for anything?
Because he's still doing what he's doing at like the
Come
age
on.
of 40, whatever the hell he is.
Yes, he's still doing what he's doing. He's ruining the NBA. He's been doing it for 20 years. Come on. You don't like LeBron.
Starting to garner respect because he's still up there doing stuff. This is the age where it's like, dude, I saw Michael Jordan's game fall off at this age. It's not quite falling off.
I've never seen Michael Jordan's game fall off in any sport at any level.
Okay, he wasn't good at baseball. Let's be honest.
Right, but he started out not being good. It didn't fall off.
All right, Tim, what's your picks?
Colby, we got Facebook birthdays.
Oh, damn it.
And we have an important one on here.
All right, we'll get to that one.
Well, we got to get to Steve Champagne first. It's his birthday today. He's a big fan of the show. Colby used to come see us all the time over there at that Tailgaters when we did live shows. Colby, tomorrow celebrating a birthday. Laura Light.
Oh, that's right.
Uh-huh.
So we had to, you know what? I should have put her on the list to be.
Could have.
I did, but I didn't actually look at Facebook.
You never do.
No, I'm a dummy.
Colby, Becky Hummel.
All right.
Becky, her middle name's Hot Hummel.
Okay.
Becca Padron. She's a little less level hot, but she's hot.
Okay. She makes that good tequila.
Sherry Fair. She's half Asian, so she's not hot.
Wow.
But she's pretty.
Wow.
And then my nemesis and my biker buddy, who, if you think I have an unfiltered vocabulary and unfiltered brain, you have never met someone as unfiltered as Jason Wood. We call him Woody.
All right.
Because, dude, the things that come out of his mouth and that go on Facebook, I think he's had 27 Facebook accounts because they keep getting shut down because he can't keep his mouth shut.
All right.
In a lot of ways, he's my idol. And in a lot of ways, I'm embarrassed sometimes. I unfriend him.
Okay.
Or I block his timeline from my Facebook because I'm like, oh, God, he went there.
No.
Yeah, me. I do that. Shows you how unfiltered he is, Colby.
I almost want to go look at his Facebook page.
You should. Because it's uncomfortable. Colby, my good. It's Emily Browning. Come on.
How could you not?
Come on. I almost went Jennifer Carpenter until Emily Browning came on the list. Came on my list. She's done a lot of that, by the way, since you showed me that movie.
Mm-mm.
She has. Colby, my bad. And I love this person dearly. Johnny Football.
Wow.
Dude, you threw it all away.
You did.
And all that freaking Netflix documentary did was make me hate him. I went from thinking he was wronged. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. But he's an Aggie, and I love him. But he's my bad, Colby. And my ugly, God, I could go with any of these people on the list, really. Except for the people I've already said. Tom Waits is not pretty. Rick Rude's dead, so he's probably really ugly now.
Probably.
T.O.'s never been attractive. Can't remember what Nicholas Holt looks like. Larry Bird's always been ugly. You know what, Colby? My ugly? I'm going Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Giannis?
Yeah.
That's
because he's Greek, right?
I mean, no, that's not. That wouldn't be your ugly person.
But he's ugly. I mean, he's Greek, right? He's blind.
Greek. So my good, I gotta go Larry Bird.
Okay, over Giannis?
It's Larry Bird. It's Larry Legend.
Is Giannis not better than Larry?
Larry Legend is better than most.
No, I agree. I just thought in this day and age.
It's my pick.
All right. I didn't think you liked Larry Bird because he's white.
Larry Legend has to be in there, so it's
All right.
Larry Bird is my good. My bad, I've got to agree with you because I thought Johnny Manziel was also going to take over the NFL.
Man, I did.
And he didn't.
Pissed it all away on cocaine and hookers.
That's right. And my ugly is Tom Waits.
Man, he is ugly. Do you even know what he looks like? Or did you have to look him up?
I saw his picture. I know the guy. I just don't know his music.
Have you ever seen WKRP in Cincinnati?
That one show with the turkeys get thrown out the helicopter.
That's the only episode of that you ever watched.
The only episode of that I've ever watched.
So do you remember anything about the theme song? Oh, not the opening. Baby, if you've ever wondered. Okay, that was the opening theme song. That was not Tom Waits.
Okay.
The closing theme song. Okay, well, you have to hear this because this is one of the greatest TV outros of all time. If I can pull it up here, that's what she said. Because, so you know how sometimes bands, and you're a musician, so you know this, bands will come up with a tune,
right,
a track, and not have lyrics yet. So sometimes they'll sing just gibberish for a demo to get the song. That is actually the outro. If we can find it.
Oh, dear, my God.
Because.
Do I need to find this for you?
No, I don't know if they have the outro. I always have the. This is not going to be it, I bet. No, I bet I can't find it. I bet it's not on like Spotify. But dude, it's a hard rocking like version. And it's one of the hardest rocking songs of any TV show theme song. But he's singing gibberish. There are no lyrics for it. And the producers liked it so much, like the way it sounded, so like heavy metal at the time.
Right.
They're like, yeah, we don't need words. Just sing it like that. And it's freaking awesome. I'll try to find it during the break.
There we go. So coming up next, while he tries to find that, I'll let you know what you're about to be listening to once we get back. That would be the NFL picks against the spread, plus we get into a little mystery shotgun. That's all coming up on the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show.
Hello, sports fans.
FanStream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about...
Hello, sports fans.
FanStream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about turf life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hello, golf friends. It's IndyCarTim from the Rough. I want to take just a minute here and tell you about our new friends over at Orca Golf. They make high-quality PGA Tour grade golf bags, and they're the best in the business. They're the real deal. They're the best bags I've ever seen. They even designed a bag for the Golden Bear himself, Jack Nicklaus. Head over to orca-golf.com and pick up a great bag from their catalog, or let them customize one just for you. You can use your own custom colors, your own logo, you name it. You work with actual designers, and nothing goes out without the approval of founder Erica Bennett. She's just brilliant. Visit orca-golf.com, that's orca-golf.com, and use our promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. Do it today. Orca Golf, best choice in game.
Guys, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center. Are you experiencing low sex drive, fatigue, hot flashes, moodiness, and you just don't feel like you have the vitality you once had? You're not just getting old, it's likely low testosterone. Studies over the last 20 years show a shocking decline in younger males aged 16 to 39. Older men have seen a sharp decline as well. Do something about it. Go see my friend Christopher Lugo at Bay Area Modern Medicine. Testosterone replacement is not a frivolous treatment. It takes a professional, targeted approach that focuses on total body wellness, vitality, and emotional stability. Not a one-size-fits-all approach like many clinics use. They will monitor your blood work and adjust your treatment as needed for optimal results. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new Fan Stream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more Fan Stream Sports.
Greatest outro ever.
That's it. We'll just take it like that.
Yeah, they were like, we don't need lyrics. That sounds kind of badass the way it is. So just sing gibberish, Tom. Okay, I already did.
I can't imagine just walking up and being like, y'all ready? All right, you got any lyrics? No.
And just making it up as you go, right?
How do we, yeah. Woo, yeah.
Oh, my God, it's so great.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So no Big Red, I assume.
Well, I mean, I didn't try and contact him.
I just texted him.
So
Might be kind of late, huh?
Yeah.
Should have thought about that earlier. Hey, I was a little busy before the show.
I mean,
putting our studio back together.
Well, you know what? I don't normally take responsibility for anything.
That's usually all me. I get it.
Right. But then I
fault.
realized that you're not responsible for anything either. So
really not, man.
That's bad.
Oh yeah, I forgot we had sounded that one.
Here to hear the glorious tones of that is one Big Red, probably not going to happen because
not going to happen.
Because, you know.
I mean, but we can do other things.
We can. We do have the coin, and we do have our picks against the spread. And Tim's going to now tell us where we stand on what picks we've made and how poor of a week I had.
It wasn't that bad, Colby.
No.
So our standings as of right now, today, this moment in history, as we speak, as you chomp on the pizza. And I'll show you the other one. Colby, our standings are Big Red in first place with 64 points because he got 7 points last week. The coin at 62 points, getting 6 points last week. Colby is in third, just 4 points behind the lead at 60 with 5 points last week. And then IndyCarTim, the legend of IndyCarTim, Colby. IndyCarTim, Colby? Got 6 points last week. And I am 10 points behind the leader, 6 points behind you for last place. It's really just a race between me and you for last place, I think.
Seeing as I'm closer to first than I am last.
I have 54 points, Colby.
I think we'll be okay.
For those of you that don't know, we pick 5 games every week. We pick the 3 primetime games and 2 random NFC East games. When those games intersect, we just continue with the randos. As we do this week, as you have Cowboys and Eagles on Sunday Night Football. Also, Colby, we have 2 Monday Night Football games this week.
Again?
Did you know this?
I did not.
So I know they do it like the first couple of weeks, and they'll stagger them, right? I don't know why they're doing it this week because they both start at 7:15 Central. One's going to be on ESPN and the other one's going to be on ABC. I don't know if this was a cancellation, emergency rescheduling thing or what. I didn't really dive into it, but I don't think this was scheduled.
I don't remember hearing it. Of course, also I've been dodging all about the
Have you?
I have because of
Well, clearly you didn't know there were issues with the college football playoff.
Yeah, I figured there were. I was good with it, so I didn't really need to hear any more about it. Because, you know, it didn't affect it the way I thought.
By the way, did you know he had a new Jaeger machine in the blue room out there?
You know what? I actually took a picture of it. So, if you're ever in the mood for an ice cold Jaeger.
Oh, hang on.
All right.
Hello? Hello, caller. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hey, Big Red.
We're just about to write your ass off.
Well, it's fine. I mean, it was supposed to be 8:20, but I never heard anything, so we're just flying by the seat of our pants here tonight.
I mean, what time is it now?
8:40.
Well, it's time for Colby's mystery shotgun. Do we just go like way over with? I thought we were on time.
We're nowhere near time. Let's do this fix again.
Tim, you are nowhere ever near time.
We have a clock.
But apparently, you don't know how to read it.
I don't. Is the big hand the seconds?
And I know this. The clock that's in there does not have hands. It has numbers, and you still can't read it.
Actually, I don't think we have a clock in here anywhere.
Well, okay. So
Take the L out. We got a couple of those.
all right.
The bar?
I am at the bar.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking Captain and Diet.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Stacy,
Imagine that. Stacy is pouring me another drink as we speak.
I thought she had a date tonight.
Well, she probably does, soon as she gets out of here, she's waiting on me to leave. So she can go on her day.
Colby's getting irritated that I won't start the pick segment. Do it!
Hey, guess what, Colby? Colby, do you know who the games are? You know what the picks are?
No.
All right, good. Neither do I.
Yeah, I'm tired of sending them to you and you winning.
Well, so now you're just not going to send them to me at all, and I got to guess without any kind of knowledge and just not even thinking about it, just throwing it out there.
Well, that's how we do it.
Well, I mean, that's your own damn fault. You're the ones that bet stupid money.
And you're still in the lead.
Smart money.
You're still in the lead, Big Red. You got 7 points last week. You're at 64 points.
Right.
All right, well,
I
let's
got
do
7
this.
points last week, and I put half a minute's fucking thought into each fucking pick, and I still beat you.
Yeah, well, now you get to put 10 seconds into each, 5 seconds into each pick. You ready? Let's do it.
Yep. Go.
All right, first game on the docket. The 2-10 New England Patriots plus 6.5 at the 7-5 Steelers. 29.5. Boys, we have a total that's under 30. 29.5.
29.5, and the Steelers are 6.5 point favorites.
Correct.
And I am last, so I will go first, because if you ain't last, you're first. I think that's the same.
Yes.
As I have, boys, I have the Patriots.
Wow. I don't think they can score 6. Yeah.
I have the Patriots and the under. Well, they lost 6-0 last week. But I think Mac Jones is the Hall of Famer.
I think Big Red is strangling his phone.
Actually, Bailey Zappi's getting the start this week, boys. Just so you know, a little bit of inside information I have as a reporter that covers the Patriots.
Okay.
Hasn't quite been announced publicly yet, but Bailey Zappi's your starting quarterback. So, next on the list of people to pick, I believe it's Colby.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'll take the under as well.
Pittsburgh and the under, and then we go to the coin, Colby.
Correct.
Because Big Red somehow is cheating and is still in first place. The coin, Colby, heads is New England, tails is the Steelers. What says you, President George Washington? He has the Steelers. Heads is the over, tails is the under. President George Washington has the under. So Pittsburgh and the under, he agrees with you, Colby.
Hey, you know what? Right there.
What about you, Big Red?
I will take, give me Pittsburgh and the over. I mean, it's going to be like 31 points scored total. I mean, probably like a, I don't know, 21 to 10 game.
And Big Red is.
No, yeah, we're good.
All right. Next, we have the Buccaneers plus 2.5 at the Falcons with a total of 39.5. Boys, this is kind of a race for the NFC South.
It is.
Where the Falcons lead it at 6-6. Buccaneers a game back at 5-7. I am a believer in Baker Mayfield, but I am not a believer in Todd Bowles as a head coach, as I have to discuss him 2 days every week out in Tampa on the radio. So I have the Falcons, and I have the under. Colby?
Yes, go ahead and give me the Buccaneers. And what was the total?
39.5.
Ooh. You know what? I'll take that over.
Colby has Tampa and the over. President George Washington heads is Tampa, tails is Atlanta. He has Tampa. And then finally, heads is the over, tails is the under. Colby, he has the over. Tampa and the over. Just like Colby. Me and the coin getting along. Big Red, what says you?
What's the spread?
2.5. Buccaneers plus 2.5.
Buccaneers plus 2.5 at Atlanta. Give me the Bucks in the over.
Looks like I'm going to get 2 points there.
Why?
Next game, we have the Titans.
Your 2 points won't catch me, so it's fine.
Yeah, won't catch anybody, unfortunately. I'm 6 points behind Colby for last place. We have the Titans plus 13.5 at the Dolphins with a 46.5 point total. Boys, they don't have a quarterback, but somehow they're managing because they got the cheetah. And they have maybe the greatest head coach that is in the game right now. I'm going the Dolphins. And I'm going the over. Colby?
You know what? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the Dolphins as well. Because the Dolphins are playing a not good team. So give me the Dolphins and... you know what? I'll take that over too. Fine, let's get it.
Let's get it. Coin. What says you? Heads is the Titans, tails is the Dolphins. Colby, it is the Titans. Heads is the over, tails is the under. Oh, they have the Titans in the under, Colby. President Washington has never watched American football.
You know what?
Or maybe any other kind.
The only time me and the coin have disagreed so far.
So far it is, right? Big Red, what about you?
I'm going to give those points, but it's going to be such a blowout. Give me the under.
It's going to be a blowout, but you want the under.
Well, because they'll stop crying.
Right.
I'm just confirming.
Yeah.
All right. How about Monday Night Football game number 2, where we have the Packers minus 6.5 at the New York Giants and Danny DeVito.
Oh, my God.
Your total is 36.5.
Won't need after those.
So I am taking, because Jordan Love is on fire right now, just like I predicted. When he got the start, when he became the starter in Green Bay, I said this guy's going to be good. He might be, and I'm still saying it, he might be, I said it then, he might be the best quarterback to come out of that draft, and that includes Justin Herbert and Tua Tagovailoa, among others. So I am taking the Packers, and I'm taking the over. Colby?
I will take the Packers as well, but just like what Big Red just got through saying, I think this is a blowout because of the under.
An under blowout? That sounds like my underwear. President Washington, quarter coin. Heads is Green Bay, tails is the Giants. Oh, they have the Giants.
Wow!
Colby, he has the Giants. Heads is over, tails is under. He's got the over. The Giants and the over.
Total disagreement between me and the coin.
And the president wins. Big Red, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going the Pack, and I'm going the under because, again, like Colby said, it's going to be a blowout.
A blowout under.
Yes, a blowout under, Tim. It's really easy to predict. Whenever one team blows another team out, it doesn't hit the over. They don't need to hit the over because they're blowing them out. It just happens.
Okay, so wait, I don't get it.
So, like, if the over/under was
shut up, just stop, and go to the next game. Cowboy game. Hey, the Cowboy game is next.
Oh, did they play this week?
And the score ended up being 40-0.
That's not a blowout because they didn't hit the over.
It's still a blowout, dummy.
Oh, we have different definitions of blowouts.
Obviously, yours is wrong. Go on!
Finally, boys, Sunday Night Football, 7:20 p.m. Central Time on NBC. It is the 10-2 Philadelphia Eagles in the rematch. To end all rematches, this might be the last time these two teams ever play each other this year. But probably
have
not.
another drink.
Probably not. The Eagles are plus 3.5 at the Cowboys with a total 51.5. Boys, I get to pick first because I'm the losingest loser.
That's right.
And guess who I have?
Who's third?
Boys, I have Philadelphia and the over.
Wow.
I don't
Go
even
ahead,
need
Colby.
to ask Colby. No, we're not
Go
asking
ahead,
Colby. We don't ask Colby.
Colby's going to take the Cowboys in the over.
Yeah.
Big Red's taking the Cowboys in the over. Now it's up to the damn coin.
Gosh, I'll suck. I swear to God. All right, General Washington has the Eagles.
Okay.
I mean, he's more familiar with the city of Philadelphia than he is with Dallas. Because, like, Dallas didn't exist yet, but he lived in Philadelphia for a while. How do you like my history, Colby?
No,
Shut up and flip the coin.
And he has the over. Just like me. I am just like the president.
not really.
But smarter. You know George Washington didn't know dinosaurs existed?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because he died in 1799, and the first dinosaur fossils weren't found until the 1850s. How you like that?
So did you know that since we all took the over, that the under's going to hit, and it's going to be a close game? All right.
All right, Big Red, go make out with Stacy for me and tell her I said what's up.
Yeah, what's up? Yep. All right, boys, y'all be good. See you later.
Noodles.
Man, he was so tired of you. He was almost as tired of you as I was during that whole segment.
So wait, it's a blowout, but they don't.
You don't have to keep up. I'm not going to follow you down that rabbit hole. I'm not going to pick Reddit. All right?
Is he on Reddit?
Yes, he's on Reddit.
Big Reddit?
Big Reddit.
Is that the subculture of Reddit?
That's his forum. That's his personal forum.
Big Reddit?
That's the name of his podcast. His political shavings.
Big Reddit?
Yeah, it's Big Reddit.
You know what I do need from you one day, Colby? And I feel like we should do this on the air.
Okay.
I need, like, and I'm serious. I need at some point for you to explain to me what the hell Reddit is, because I still don't understand where to find it, what it is, where it's located. Is it like dark web stuff?
No, Reddit is, if you go to, just Google Reddit and it will take you there.
So it's a website?
It's a website.
Oh.
It's an app. It's a.
Because I keep hearing it's not the internet. It's a different kind of place than the internet. It's like forums and chat rooms and.
Yes.
Well, then why do they say it's not part of the internet?
I mean, yes. You have to just go.
I'm so confused.
So instead of reading it, you can be the one that read it.
All right, look, if you're just going to keep making puns all night and not take this show seriously.
Oh, yeah, serious. Take this show seriously.
All right. I guess it's time for this.
Ah, yes. Welcome into Colby Sapp's Mystery Shotgun. And also, I'm your host, Colby Sapp. Along with Pod Racer Tim. Guys, we're running into a little bit happening with Deadpool 3 as Van City Reynolds, otherwise known as Ryan Reynolds.
Wait, what did you just call him?
Van City.
What is that?
Okay, that's his internet name.
Van City?
No, it's, what is it? What was...
Do I need to look this up?
Yes, if you hadn't have stopped me, I could have just kept going and people would have known what's going on.
I think they would.
So, it's Van something. Van Wilder, but it's Van City.
All right.
So anyway.
Oh, Van City Reynolds. That's his @ on Instagram. And
yes.
Okay. So it was right. It was Van City. That's what I asked.
Right, but you stopped me down in the middle of what I was doing.
Do you want to start over?
No, I don't. So he took to the Twitter and the Instagram talking about, because there's been a lot of leaks, and in fact, some of them that I haven't got to, guys, on Deadpool. Some of them I have, but some of them I was like, you know what? It's now time to kind of slow down, because it's going to be coming out here pretty quick. And once it does, then everybody will get to enjoy some of this, because some of this is kind of, some of this takes place during the middle of X-Men and like the Sonyverse, the older X-Men, some of the show does. So a lot of those guys that are in those are going to, because their contracts are still there. So you're going to see some of those guys reprise their roles in Deadpool. I'm not going to give them all away, but that is what's going to happen. But there's been a lot of leaks online, a lot of they're doing on-location filming. So people that aren't a part of the filming are able to get pics of things that are happening and put them on the internet. And so they're not trying to cover it up as much because they want the lighting to be well, whatever. So there's been maybe a couple of instances where, like, Sabretooth has ran through some places where they're like, oh, that guy's playing Sabretooth. You know, there's more to not give away, but that's just what happened. So he took to the internet since, like, hey, guys, I've really enjoyed making this movie. It's one of the happiest, times he's ever had and all this, but don't leak stuff is basically what he's saying, because it'll end up ruining, because they've put this thing together as super awesome.
Right.
And so he's asking people not to leak things. My response to him is only the people that are super interested in the leaks and come to shows like this one, that want these, they'll still go see it because they're nerds like me. They will love to see it actually happen. The surprise isn't going to be ruined on them. In fact, being prepared for it will have them watching for it more, right? So, but he's basically begging people to stop leaking stuff about Deadpool 3, because it looks like that what the Multiverse of Madness was supposed to be, which was this ultimate, oh my God, everything is happening.
Yeah. They're
actually going to be able to pull off with Deadpool 3. So keep in mind that Deadpool has basically been the thing that's always been there to make sure it had a good movie no matter what's happened. They've only had 2, but each one of them was like, that was completely insanely awesome, and I loved it. All right, and it doesn't look like it's going to flop anytime soon.
And because they're like different movies. They're different kinds of movies. Like me as the outsider, that I don't know who the hell Deadpool was. I wasn't invested in the comic books. But because of breaking the third wall and because of who the character is and how he acts, to me, it's not your normal, superhero movie. It's more kind of comedy.
Right. And that is totally Deadpool, and mixing him with Wolverine and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. And by the way, the uni that he's wearing in a lot of this, dude, looks like the classic, Wolverine from the comic books.
Which he hasn't worn in movies yet.
No, the closest,
the purple or the yellow and the black,
the yellow,
or dark blue,
yellow and the blue. The closest that he got to it was in the first X-Men movie when they suited up, but it was still the movie version where you could see some of the stripes through the black, but it was still just black with like barely seeable yellow stripes. So it was an homage to it, but he didn't have the mask or anything along that lines. But another thing that we're doing in today's Mystery Shotgun is one IndyCarTim has a list, and it's a list of the worst superhero movies ever made.
Because he said list this. You're welcome, Corey.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is the worst super. Are we doing this now?
Yeah, we're doing this now because Food Eliminator is coming up after this.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so, yeah, and these aren't all, your mainstream comic book movies. As a matter of fact, some of these are movies I didn't know were comic books.
Oh, well,
which for me doesn't mean much, but, you'll recognize all of them, right?
Most of them, yes.
How far back do you want me to go? I mean, and you can just discuss the ones that you are familiar with.
Well, you know what? You pick a number arbitrarily, and that I will pick the ones that I really want to talk about.
Well, I'll do what I do with most of these on ranker.com and start at 50.
Okay.
And we'll blow through some of these, and then, if you want to stop down, then feel free. Because at number 50, Colby, and I'm not sure I've ever heard of this one, it is from 2000.
Ooh.
And it is called Up, Up, and Away. Looks like it's a kid's movie.
Yeah, no, you can quickly bypass that one.
How about Daredevil at number 49 in
the
2003?
Ben Affleck
Yes.
Daredevil, which wasn't bad. It just, him as Daredevil wasn't bad. He played a good Daredevil. You might be able to see him upcoming in the next Deadpool movie, reprising this role.
Which would be a good throwback, right?
What they did was they introduced Elektra a little too soon, and then they tried to push that. But Colin Farrell as Bullseye was also not bad. It just might not have been ready graphically for a lot of things that they wanted to do. I'm going to go with that.
Colby at number 48 from 1995. And if you know this one, you are a deep diver in comic books. It's Tank Girl.
I do know this one.
Figured you would. About a comet that disrupts the rain cycle of the Earth.
Yes.
The planet is desolate by the year 2033.
Who played Tank Girl? I know this person who played Tank Girl.
Want me to tell you?
Please.
Lori Petty.
Yes.
Also starred Malcolm McDowell and Ice-T. Or Ice-It. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Ice-T. Yeah, Ice-T.
How about number 47 from 1984? And I remember this movie, Colby. Marissa Tomei, a very young Marissa Tomei in The Toxic Avenger.
Toxie, which, by the way, might be on the way of comeback. They've been talking and kicking around trying to get that off the ground to do another Toxic Avenger as he just runs around with his mop and tutu.
Just avenging toxicity.
Mm-hmm.
How about from 1989, Colby?
By the way, how sad is it that I know that was made by Troma Films?
They're known for making B movies, Colby.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, starring Stan Lee, Lou Ferrigno, and Bill Bixby from 1989, The Trial of the Incredible Hulk. I don't remember this one, and I loved the TV show.
The Trial of the Incredible Hulk also involved some of the Avengers, because I think Thor was in that, and I'm pretty sure piss poor Captain America was in it.
Like some dude wearing leotards?
Yeah.
Number 45 we have from 2019, Dark Phoenix.
That, because every X-Men movie has to go through the Phoenix saga, which don't do that again, please, MCU.
Is that a bad?
No, it's not. It's just every show, every X-Men show that's like the main thing they want to do is the Phoenix saga. And it's like, we don't have to know about Jean Grey again. Please move on.
How about, and I didn't know this was a comic book movie, but I enjoyed it thoroughly. From 2013, starring Ryan Reynolds, Jeff Bridges, and Kevin Bacon, R.I.P.D.
Yes, the Rest in Peace Department.
Yes, I thought it was awesome.
R.I.P.D. really good. R.I.P.D. 2, not.
There was a 2?
Not so good. Don't.
A movie?
Don't do it.
Oh, my God. I had no idea. It's probably on here then.
Don't do it.
Number 43, Colby. You might take exception to this, actually. From 1987, starring Dolph Lundgren, Frank Langella, and Meg Foster. It's Masters of the Universe.
Okay. By the way, how could they leave out Courtney Cox?
Is she in that?
She is in that.
Wow.
From
87?
Yes.
That's about the time she was in the Bruce Springsteen video.
She was a youngin'.
Wow.
It wasn't good, but I enjoyed it thoroughly in 1987 because,
I bet you did.
He-Man.
10-year-old Colby, right?
10-year-old Colby, and He-Man is now a motion picture.
God. Number 42, and this is way too low for this movie, Colby. And I haven't looked at the list. I don't care what's on it. This is way too low for this movie. From 2020, Wonder Woman 1984.
You know what? As worst superhero movies ever made, that's about right.
It's about right.
Yeah, you don't realize how many really, really bad movies.
Well, it was a bad one.
Yeah, that one would have been like, if it came out in the 80s or whatever, that would have been like, wow, I can't believe they did Wonder Woman good.
Then it would have just been called Wonder Woman Now.
Right. I'm saying, though, if that movie had, with its, whatever, shut up.
Colby at number 41 from 1993, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
Turtles in Time?
It doesn't say that, but is that what it was called?
I believe it's Turtles in Time.
Would they time travel?
Yes, and they go back to be samurai turtles. And it's not good.
Never heard of this movie from 2009. Good Lord, starring Jeff Daniels, Emma Stone, and Ryan Reynolds. Paperman.
Paperman.
A frustrated novelist begins to depend less on his imaginary friend when he forms a unique bond with a Long Island teenager. It just has a picture of a blonde dude dressed as Superman.
Okay, I never knew that existed, so I don't.
But I mean, with them in it, you think it was a big deal, right?
Yeah, but this was also a time where Ryan Reynolds did everything.
He did. He still does. The hitman's wife's bodyguard,
which is pretty good.
Those aren't comic books, right?
No, but they're pretty good.
I haven't watched any of them because he did what he was just the hitman's bodyguard first, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think I want to watch those.
Okay. Salma Hayek is just a killer with the foulest mouth you've ever heard in your entire life.
I love her.
It's just amazing.
God, I love her so much.
That's the wife.
She's so hot.
Yeah.
God almighty. She may have never been hotter than she was in Grown Ups 2, though.
Oh, no. It's just, no.
I don't know, dude. She's wearing, like, negligee and stuff.
Dude. No, it's the...
I know what you're going to say, and I agree. That's pretty hot, too. What was it? The vampire movie.
Yeah.
I can never remember the name of it, though.
Where Cheech talks about pussy.
Yes. Because, of course.
Why can't I think of it?
Colby, number 39.
She dances with a snake.
Starring Billy Zane and Christy Swanson and Treat Williams from 1996. The Phantom.
That's sad that they did that to Billy Zane.
That was right before Titanic.
Yeah.
Because that came out in 97.
I mean, it's not good, but it's still, I've seen it. I don't know what else to say.
Johnny just asked me a really weird question. What's the deal with the Normathon? It's a weird question coming from him. Colby at number 38. Now, this was bad, but I had no idea it was a comic book movie at the time. I saw it like probably 3 times in the theater from 1986, starring Leah Thompson, Jeffrey Jones, and Tim Robbins. Howard the Duck. Directed by George Lucas, by the way.
Yes, and also in the opening scene of it, showed duck titties.
I know, it was so awkward.
And young me didn't know how to feel because those were titties, but they were on a duck. It was weird. Howard the Duck, as in comic books, and by the way, he's also been in the MCU a little bit in that Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, dude, that's a cool gimmick, as he's a space detective.
Did they come out with that character on the silver screen like too soon, you think?
They came out with they used Howard the Duck and then didn't know anything about Howard the Duck.
Right.
Like if they'd have done what the comics were doing, then, a lot of us would have been cool with it, even back then.
He had sex with Leah Thompson.
He did.
I was jealous of a duck, Colby.
I mean.
I was at that point. Number 37.
She had a duck penis inside of her.
God, that's hot.
No, it's not.
From 1983, starring Christopher Reeve, Richard Pryor, and Robert Vaughn.
This is Superman 3, right?
Superman 3.
Yeah, it's the...
That was bad, Colby. Richard Pryor ruins everything.
It
except for stand-up comedy.
It wasn't Richard Pryor's fault.
I know.
They made up a villain. They had all the villains to choose from, and they made up a villain just to say we're against nuclear things.
Right. It was a political statement more than it was a comic book movie. And it failed. Number 36, Transformers Age of Extinction, 2014, directed by Michael Bay. Does he ruin every movie he touches?
No, he doesn't. But people start to try and expect other things from Michael Bay. And then, like in that one, he didn't even do Michael Bay things.
Right.
Like the coolest shot you've ever seen in your entire life didn't happen during that. So, yeah, it's probably still made quite a bit of money.
At number 35, from 2010, starring Josh Brolin, John Malkovich, and Megan Fox.
Jonah Hex.
Jonah Hex. I remember when this came out. I don't know that I was interested, though.
It was okay. Brolin as Hex was great.
I like Josh Brolin a lot.
Him as Hex was great. Everybody else in it, great. Even Megan Fox, just maybe write a different story. But
With her toe thumbs?
hey, man, it's Megan Fox running around in Western wear.
Still toe thumbs.
I don't care, man.
34, Colby, from 2003, starring Eric Bana, Jennifer Connelly, and Sam Elliott.
Yep.
Hulk.
The Hulk. And this is the first of the don't have your hero fight a giant cloud at the end. That rule.
Yeah,
this
it was
is the
bad.
first of it when Nick Nolte turned into a cloud and the Hulk was trying to fight. No.
You can't fight a cloud.
Don't fight a cloud. Green Lantern tried to fight a cloud. No. No. Doesn't
Colby.
work. The Fantastic Four the second time tried to fight a cloud. No. No. Eric Bana, Hulk, tried to. None of these worked.
Colby, every time we're in the studio together, I have to fight a cloud.
Right.
And it's not good either.
Good thing you're not in here tonight.
2011 at number 33, starring Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, and Peter Sarsgaard. Green Lantern.
They just don't know they didn't know what to do with the character. They just didn't. It was bad. He made a roller coaster at one point out of his Green Lantern ring.
Well, what else are you going to do with it?
Dude, do cool things. Make giant swords. Make a giant gun.
Make a Jaeger machine. Colby, at number 32, a movie I have never heard of.
Turn the Green Lantern into the Mask. That's what they did.
Did he have a dog running around with him?
Dumbass.
From 2009, starring Ben Budd, Shannon Watson, and Tara Kettner.
I don't know this.
Guardians.
I know this. Never mind. Wait.
Is this an early Guardians of the Galaxy?
No. That was that were like the gods of the earth were? Was it animated?
No. Doesn't look it. I mean, there's live people on the poster.
There's live people on the poster.
But it doesn't give me any summary of what the movie was. It just says released in 2009, directed by Drew Maxwell. There's no.
I don't remember I don't remember Guardians. I might, but no, I don't remember it.
All right, Colby. How about at number 31 from 1954, starring George Reeves and Noel Neal? It is Stamp Day for Superman.
Out. I'm just out.
It's in black and white.
I know.
It's a short film. You know what, though, dude? George Reeves is my Superman. That's what I watched as a kid.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I remembered his Superman, but my Superman was always Christopher Reeves. And
Christopher Reeve. There's no S.
Well, you know, when you play Superman,
I know.
there's an S in your name.
Well, and you had it was always awkward because you had George Reeves and then immediately following 20 years later, Christopher Reeve, and they had almost the same last name. It was confusing for everybody. So apparently this was a movie that was produced by the United States Department of Treasury to promote the purchase of U.S. savings bonds.
Right.
Never shown in the movie. It was distributed to schools as means of educating.
Still probably better than the Star Wars Christmas special.
How about Colby from 1951? And I've seen this one.
Pass.
From number 30, starring George Reeves, Jeff Corey, and Stanley Andrews. It is Superman and the Mole Men.
Pass. Just pass.
All right, moving on to 29. From 2020, directed by Robert Rodriguez. I feel like he's famous, right?
Yeah.
Starring Priyanka Chopra, Haley Reinhart, and Pedro Pascal. Don't call me the Mandalorian. We Can Be Heroes.
Didn't see it.
Me neither.
Didn't even know it existed.
I've never heard of it. I think she's hot, though. I remember that name.
Must have been I don't know what's going on. Let's make another movie. It's a pandemic.
How about 28, at number 28, starring Tim Allen, Courtney Cox, from 2006, Zoom?
Zoom wasn't bad. Was it doing that high?
I mean, it had Tim Allen in it and Courtney Cox.
Yeah, get out of here. Zoom wasn't bad.
Is that a Superman? Is that like a Superman thing?
It's kind of.
Of course it is. How about from 2008 at number 27, starring Gabriel Macht, Samuel L. Jackson, and Sarah Paulson, The Spirit?
Oh, The Spirit was kind of a let's do a Sin City thing.
Right.
And
that was big back then.
It was okay. It wasn't okay, it might have been bad.
Was it as bad as number 26 from 2011, starring Nicolas Cage, Idris Elba, Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance?
You know what? No, Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance is not bad. Not bad at all. So they can go take that and shove that up their ass. That's way too high for that movie. Hey, Nick Cage was an okay Johnny Blaze. Stop it.
Huh.
Stop it.
How about at number 25, Colby? First off, let me read you the description.
Okay.
A 1990 direct-to-video American Yugoslavian superhero film. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Captain America, starring Ned Beatty and Darren McGavin. These are like A-list actors at the time.
Wait, was this the one that was Captain America versus the Red Skull?
Yes.
Okay, seen it. It's not great.
Features Steve Rogers becoming Captain America during World War II to battle the Red Skull.
I've seen this. It's not great.
No, it's number 25. I'm going to skip 24 because there's no way you know. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman. I want to say it's black and white. It doesn't even give me a year. At number 23, oh my God, this was a comic book character. Released in 1994, Colby. Starring Damon Wayans, David Alan Grier, and Robin Givens.
Blank Man?
Blank Man. That's a comic book character?
Yeah.
Oh my God. People wonder why I'm out.
Are you wondering how I knew that?
No, if it's a comic book character, I'm sure you knew it.
Okay.
I don't question that at all. How about at 22 from 1997, Turbo, a Power Rangers movie?
With the Turbo Rangers. Yeah.
Weird.
Go Power Rangers.
Never watched an episode of any of that.
I used to watch them back when they weren't the Power Rangers.
What were they?
They were something else when I lived overseas.
Saban's Power Rangers.
Nick
Saban's Power Rangers.
I couldn't tell you what they were called, but I remember watching Power Rangers
really?
when I lived overseas. And then when they came back on, they were using the same footage, but they were just cutting to these kids that weren't even these people.
All right.
So,
all right. Well, how about at number 21 from 2008, starring Drake Bell, Sarah Paxton, and Leslie Nielsen. Superhero movie.
Okay, that's just a rip on superhero movies.
Right, like it says.
It's not good.
From 2021, I remember this one. I didn't see it. Directed by Ben Falcone. Starring Melissa McCarthy, Octavia Spencer, and Jason Bateman.
Yep.
Colby, it's Thunder Force.
They went and got Teen Wolf 2 to go play something else.
He's more than Teen Wolf 2, sir.
It's not.
He is. He's a great actor now.
It's Teen Wolf 2.
It'll always be Teen Wolf 2 and Silver
And
Spoons.
it's not even it's Teen Wolf as well.
No, it was called 2, right? T-O-O?
I thought it was Teen Wolf T-O-O. Yeah, Teen Wolf 2.
Also Teen Wolf.
Yes. Michael J. Fox is Teen Wolf, but also...
Hey, this guy's Teen Wolf too. You don't know who he is yet, but he'll be on Ozark one day. Colby, from 1995 at number 19 as we're in the top 20. I can't even read these people's names, but it's called Darkman 2, The Return of Durant. Who was Durant and why did he leave?
Okay, he was the original Darkman, which is a Sam Raimi film, and that's awesome. Also, at the end of Darkman, you had a Bruce Campbell sighting, and you thought he was going to be the guy that was going to continue, because Darkman changes his face.
Yeah, so you have different actors doing it.
The original Darkman actor was Liam
Neeson?
Mm-hmm.
Did he have a particular set of skills?
He did. He did. And he has superpowers, but they never really explain what they are.
Or why he had them?
Yeah. I mean, they kind of explained why he had them.
Oh, okay.
It just you didn't know. And also, he just kept having to make a new face for himself.
I've had to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Colby at number 18 from 2005, Elektra.
Thank you, Jennifer Garner, for taking the Daredevil world that we all hoped was going to be made and just spinning it on its head and making an Elektra movie that ended up, I mean, she was cute in it.
Was it her fault? Okay, first of all, Jennifer Garner has never been cute in anything.
She has.
She's not attractive.
Okay, you're stupid. Go ahead.
From 1993, Colby, starring Robert Townsend, Marla Gibbs, and Eddie Griffin, The Meteor Man. Please tell me you didn't see this.
I did not see this.
God, thank God.
It's not really based on a comic book of any sort. It's just a superhero movie that.
Do you want to hear the synopsis here?
It's okay. Yeah, sure.
An unassuming teacher, Jefferson Reed, lives and works in an urban area plagued by a tough gang. When a falling meteor hits Jefferson, he discovers that he has gained numerous superpowers.
Yep.
Encouraged by his father and mother, Jefferson sets out somewhat awkwardly to become a superhero.
It's the Meteor Man and the Adventures of Pluto Nash both kind of run together for me, I'll be honest.
Oh, God. I wonder if that's on here. Wasn't that Eddie Murphy?
It was.
Colby.
What?
At number 16, this was my movie. I had the biggest crush on this chick from 1984. Starring Helen Slater, Faye Dunaway, and Peter O'Toole. Why did he become Chinese?
I don't know.
Supergirl.
Supergirl.
Dude, I loved Helen Slater as Supergirl.
And you got to see her again if you watched The Flash.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In the TV show or the movie?
The movie.
Like it was Helen Slater?
It was her right next to Christopher Reeve.
Oh, but they were like CGI Helen Slater and Christopher Reeve. Oh, okay.
Right.
Not like now.
No.
You know where I know Helen Slater from other than this?
No.
The Michael J. Fox 80s hit movie, The Secret of My Success.
That's not a hit movie.
You should watch it.
It's not a hit movie.
It's up there with Doc Hollywood.
It's really, it's not a hit movie. I mean, it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. I'm sorry. I mean,
she was hot in it.
I watched it because Supergirl had a movie, and I didn't ever think that was going to happen.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's not good.
How about at number 15, Colby, from 1944?
I'm out.
Captain America.
I'm just out.
It's animated.
1944?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm still out.
I mean, I'm probably in. How about from 1987? Good God, I didn't remember this movie existing. And I'm a junior in high school. Starring Christopher Reeve, Gene Hackman, and Marielle Hemingway. Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. I have no memory of Superman 4.
Okay, The Quest for Peace is what I was quoting as Superman 3. Superman 4,
This is the nuclear arms race.
that is the nuclear
Superman
arms.
3 was the computer hacking thing.
That's right. I get those confused. Both of them are run together as bad.
Oh my God, this was so bad.
So
I can't believe Gene Hackman did this.
well, he was not a good Lex Luthor.
Oh my God, please tell me you know this one.
Okay.
At number 13, Colby, from 2001,
Uh-huh.
directed by Louis C.K. It's Pootie Tang.
First of all,
is that a comic book movie?
Well, I mean, he's a hero, so it fits in that genre. But you can't put Pootie Tang in bad superhero movies. I'm sorry, get lost. Pootie Tang was all right.
I just like to say Pootie Tang. Colby, from 1997, at number 12, directed by Joel Schumacher.
Oh, God.
Starring Arnold, George Clooney, and Chris O'Donnell. Batman and Robin.
Get the fuck out.
Is that too high?
No.
Or too low?
It could be, no.
Like top 3, right?
It's bad. It's really bad. What they did with all those characters is really bad.
To make you wonder, like, what other movies are on the list now that are higher?
It does. It does. So let's keep going.
So here's one at number 11 from 1996. Darkman 3. Die, Darkman, Die.
I've seen it.
Of course you have.
And Batman and Robin, and Batman Forever, both of those can go into the trash before I'll watch Darkman Die before I'll watch that atrocity again.
This is another one I've never heard of. It's from 2006, and Colby, we're in the top 10 at number 10 of the worst Jesus Christ, worst superhero movies of all time. Need a reboot. From 2006, directed. No, it doesn't matter who's directed by. Krish. Do you know Krish?
Krish?
It's Indian.
Okay, no, I don't. I don't know this one.
I'm good. I'm so happy. It's a second in the series, Colby. It was the sequel to Koi. You had Koi, then you had Krish.
All right, you know what? Don't know it, so I can't
God.
judge it. Never seen it.
At number 9, from 1998, directed by Michael Bay, starring Danny Masterson from that 70s show. It's Star Kid.
Yeah, that remake was not good.
What's it a remake of?
Star Kid.
I've never heard of that.
Okay. It's still not, they didn't do good.
All right, this is number 8, another Indian science fiction superhero film directed by the same guy.
You could just say Bollywood and keep going.
No, it's Raw 1. Raw.1.
I have no idea. So
2011. All right. Number 8. I'm sorry, number 7. Colby, this might be my favorite movie on the list. From 1996. Directed by David Hogan. Starring Pamela Anderson, Tamira Morrison. Colby, it's Barbed Wire!
Seen this more times than I should, Tim. Because this was heyday Pamela Anderson.
My God, dude. And it had Boba Fett in it.
It just is heyday Pamela Anderson.
Holy crap.
And you knew the character of Barbed Wire. You knew it was a comic book that you could never bring home and like have it, or else it was, if it got seen, you were going to get, it's going to get thrown away or whatever.
Yep.
But you could get hold of this movie and you could watch it.
Dude.
And she got naked a few times.
She did. We saw nipples.
So
my favorite movie on this list. At number 6, Colby, from 1997, starring Shaquille O'Neal and Judd Nelson. It's Steel.
they use the name of Steel, and this is one of the guys that takes over for Superman after Superman dies.
Is that who Steel is? Okay.
But they never connect him to that.
All right. They just use the name.
And so, no, it's bad. It's real bad.
Here's one that just looks horrible that I don't recall. From 1994. Oh, here's why. Because it's an unreleased independent superhero film completed in 1994. Colby, it's the Fantastic Four.
Who's the director of this one?
Oli Sassone. They battled Doctor Doom, but it was unreleased.
It was but it's unreleased, but it's been out there.
There's always copies. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
I bet it's not from 1984. This one surprised me. I didn't know if it was good or bad, but it was popular, really popular. From 2004, starring Halle Berry, Benjamin Bratt, and Sharon Stone.
Catwoman, and it's awful.
Catwoman. I just liked it because she was hot.
Awful. And they gave Catwoman superpowers, and she was part cat.
They gave her superhero powers.
Yes, they gave her superpowers, and now she's like officially part cat, and she has cat senses.
I don't remember any of that.
They mixed Catwoman with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Is what they did.
It sounds like a better character, actually.
And as the movie's like coming out, it's released on like MTV or something that Halle Berry, because of having to eat this certain diet in order to fit into the
I remember
Catwoman,
that.
ended up with the most horrible gas that cleared out the studio or wherever they were filming like nearly every day. So you got to go watch the movie about Catwoman that got cat powers that had bad gas. Stupid.
Colby, at number 3 from 2015, starring Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, and the hot Kate Mara. It's Fantastic Four.
Yeah, because they never left that one building.
It's one building the whole movie.
They never left that one building.
Until like the very end, right? Then they go outside or something?
No, they went to the multiverse through that one building.
That's right. That was a bad movie.
Oh, my God.
At number 2, and if you saw this one, I will be shocked.
Okay, because it was 1940s, right?
From 2005, starring Jamie Kennedy and Alan Cumming. It is
The Son of the Mask.
Son of the Mask. Wow, you got it.
I did.
You haven't seen it though, right?
Most of it.
Did you watch the original Mask movies with Jim Carrey?
I knew the original Mask story before I watched that.
But you watched it.
Yes.
It's a comedy. You don't like comedies?
A dark comedy.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh. All right, well, that's number 2, Colby. I will tell you, number 1, let's see if you can guess it.
All right.
Number 1 from 2009, directed by James Wong. It's not mainstream. Or not a mainstream comic book movie. Starring Emily Rossum.
Okay.
Jamie Chung. Oh, she's hot. And James Marster. She was also in Grown Ups too.
No.
Let's see. It is an adventure fiction film based on a Japanese something or other.
A manga?
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Dragon Ball Evolution was horrible.
Is that a superhero movie?
It is it's a manga, Dragon Ball Z.
I'm familiar with I've never watched it, but I've heard of it.
So what they basically did is they took, he's a Saiyan, but ends up in Japan,
right.
basically. And so he's a Japanese character. They had this white guy play him, and then everything is wrong. Everything's so wrong with this movie. Like, they took Dragon Ball, that's really good, and everything that's good about it, and they said, you know what we're going to do? None of that.
Is it anime? Is that considered anime?
That would be considered anime. Dragon Ball Z is considered anime.
Okay.
Or Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball. There's a bunch of other GT.
Okay.
There's a bunch of other letters and stuff that come after it. But I never thought how it would translate to movies.
Yeah.
And I guess they didn't either. They just did their own thing.
Apparently.
So it's bad.
God, well, there's your top worst superhero movies of all. Was it what you thought? Like when I told you it's not all the mainstream stuff?
Yes.
About what you thought it would be?
I was expecting some mainstream like Mobius or Morbius and all that.
Right.
I was expecting some of that.
Maybe they were farther down the list. I don't know.
They might have been.
We just started at 50 and went down.
Right. And what was one that was missing out of the... Oh, Spider-Man TV movies. Those were bad.
Those were great.
No, they were bad. I mean, I loved them, but they were bad.
They were awesome.
He never fought a Spider-Man villain throughout the whole thing.
No, it was just like robbers
Just
and
like regular
thieves and
crooks. You were taking one of the most powerful characters in the MCU and or just Marvel and going, guess what? You're on theft duty.
Yeah. You have street duty. Just stop robbers and stuff.
Yeah. You're street level.
Well, they didn't have the special effects for like super
Neither
villains.
did a lot of these movies, but they tried.
And they failed. That's why it's not on the list, because they didn't do that. I don't know. Sounds funny, though. All right, let's do our food list.
All right. So it is time to play the Eliminator. And what we're going to do during this is basically I'm going to give 4 options. One of them you get to keep. It can never be taken from you. The other one is gone forever out of these 4 options. And this is a food eliminator. So me and Tim are going to throw back and forth. And starting off the food elimination chamber, let's get ready to rumble! Copyrighted. It's potatoes. So here's potatoes 4 ways, Tim. You get to keep one, and one's got to be thrown away. The other 2 we don't care about.
Okay.
Number 1, tater tots.
Oh.
Number 2, mashed taters.
Oh, again.
Number 3, the French fries.
Okay.
Number 4, baked potato.
I got it. This one's easy for me.
Got it?
I have to keep tater tots.
All right.
Because that's my absolute favorite form of potato. Anytime, anywhere, because you can do whatever you want with it. And I will keep. Oh, wait, I have to throw one away, right?
Yep.
Never to be seen again. French fries.
Wow.
I mean, I have something better in tater tots. I don't need French fries. Okay. And then mashed potatoes and baked potatoes, they're kind of the same anyway.
Right.
Wait, do we get to keep the other 2 too?
I mean, nobody cares about those 2. It's one that you're assured to have forever, and the other one's gone forever.
All right. Well, those are mine then for sure.
All right. So the winner for Tim is tots. The loser is baked. I have to go with the winner for me. I love tots, but I can't. French fries I can't do without.
Really?
Yeah. I love tots.
Tots don't give you the same kick?
I love the crunchy outside, but sometimes I just need to, because this is including like curly,
the
season,
steak fries, all of that,
shoestring potatoes.
Yeah, just give me a tot. That's all I need.
So I'm going to take French fries as my number 1, and the baked taters got to go. Baked tater, see ya.
Wow.
Tater tot casserole has to stay. Mashed potatoes go with everything that's soul food, country food, all that. Have to have it. Baked potato. I don't need a baked potato and steak. I could do mashed potatoes. Good.
Okay, I agree.
Here we go into the chicken part of the elimination chamber. Starting off at number 1 on chicken. Fried chicken. Number 2 on the list of chicken. Chicken parm. Number 3, chicken wings.
Damn.
Number 4, chicken tendies.
Okay, chicken tenders, I'm out.
Oh, that's your gone.
That's my gone for sure.
I mean, restaurants have built their whole thing around chicken tendies.
Yeah, but give me wings or fried chicken, and I can substitute. I'm good.
Okay.
And then my gotta keep. I'm going with wings.
Right there with you, especially after those wings that you found out about.
Dude, you hooked me up with the spicy Korean barbecue from Wingstop. And I've only had them on a sandwich, but I've had it twice in a week.
Right.
And then both times I followed that with, so when I get a sandwich, I have to get wings too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
With the, and I've got the new maple, whatever it is, sweet maple, whatever their new flavor. It's like temporarily only, you know, limited time only, whatever.
Right.
And they were good. Like the first time I had them, they were good. I'm like, but it's weird. It's a weird flavor because you can almost taste maple syrup.
Right. Well, I mean, it's got maple in it.
Yeah, and then you get heat, and I was like, yeah, I'm probably not going to get these again. 3 days later, I got the same exact thing, and I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. So, but, dude, that spicy Korean barbecue from Wingstop is bad arse.
And I don't know how, after trying the sandwich, you would want anything else on your wings. I think I would just doubled up.
Yeah.
I just been like.
And every time I get it, and I sent you a picture, in the container is a pool of the sauce.
Yes.
So what I was doing was taking my wings with the other flavor, dipping those in that sauce, and I got doubled up on the flavor.
So,
and you were surprised. You're like, your taste buds worked today.
I was very surprised.
You thought I wasn't going to like it, didn't you?
No, because I thought it was so wonderful that obviously you were going to hate it.
No way Tim likes this. This is too good.
This is too great. Tim cannot like this. So the fact that he does, the fact that I like it and Tim lets you know that you should probably go try this because it's effing amazing. My super keeper is because I eat so much of this is chicken wings.
Uh-huh.
I have to keep it. And I don't really need chicken parmesan in my life.
Oh, I love chicken parm, but not as much as wings and the other.
Yeah, so I don't need it. And I'm a big fan of chicken tenders, even not your fried, just getting the chicken tenders. And, I'm a big fan. So we're going to go from there on our Elimination Chamber Food Edition to Tex-Mex.
Oh, God. It's all my favorite.
Number one, and the reason for most lunch staple dishes at a Tex-Mex restaurant, it is enchiladas.
Oh.
Number two is tacos. I love tacos. Number three is nachos.
Damn it.
And number four is burritos.
All right, so this one's difficult. Tex-Mex is my all-time favorite food.
Same here. Actually, Mexican, Tex-Mex, anything in that realm.
I think for me, it's just I've had authentic Mexican food, and I was not impressed.
I need to take you to different places.
That's probably true. No, that's probably true, and I would be open to that. So, enchiladas are my keep.
Oh,
That's my go-to. Anytime I go anywhere, I judge a new place on their enchiladas and, of course, chips and salsa. But, so when you say nachos,
right?
Are we talking trash can nachos or the nice nachos that are good that are laid out on the plate with all the toppings placed neatly on them?
Your Tex-Mex style nacho where it's actually just like they got the single chips that each one of them is dressed.
Damn, that's my second favorite. All right, I'm going to go burritos out. Wow. Keep enchiladas, throw the burrito out. I don't know that I've ever gone to a Tex-Mex place, like a sit-down Mexican restaurant, and ordered a burrito. Like, why? I have enchiladas. What do you need with a burrito? They're the same thing.
I'm going to.
They're not. I know they're not the same thing, but
we
to
are
me,
going to go to a Tex-Mex place, and I'm going to make you order a burrito there, and you're going to change your effing mind.
Like I like the bean burrito at Taco Bell.
No. You're going to change your effing mind.
What's the difference? Like at a sit-down place, it's just a flour tortilla, as opposed to the corn tortilla on the enchilada.
Well, you know what? I will let you experience it.
All right.
No.
I mean, I'm open to it.
So my number one have to keep it is tacos. I crunchy, soft, your street tacos, all of them involved. Anything that's in the form of a taco, I'm going to love. How you doing?
See, and I only order tacos at Tex-Mex places like as a side. Like I'll get the meals that come with the 2 enchiladas, the chili relleno, and then the taco. But my main course is the enchiladas. And I'll eat the other things.
Right.
But I'm going in for the enchiladas.
The street tacos to just, when you go a little bit step beyond just the crunchy taco and they actually spend time on the ingredients of the taco, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
But tacos. Tacos are my number one. You can do whatever you want to with it. It will not affect my life. Is enchiladas.
Wow.
It's just somebody gave up on their taco, and then because they didn't get the taste right, they just covered it in sauce and let it be.
See, that's my go-to. That's what I order everywhere I go.
So
even Fuzzy's tacos, I order enchiladas. And the shrimp enchiladas with the green sauce. Oh my God.
I said that about, but they screwed up on a taco and or a burrito.
Yeah.
And just said, F it, just put some sauce on it. They'll like it.
I can see that.
So, it's the enchilada because, a burrito's bigger.
That's what she said.
So there you go. And finally, our final in the Elimination Chamber Food Edition is your salty, crunchy snacks.
Oh, this is going to be difficult for me. I don't know that I've had any of these.
Number one, it's all of them, and maybe just a few of them, It's just the bowl of nuts. It's the mixed nuts. It's the cashews. It's all of them. The pistachios. It's the nuts.
That's what she said.
Number 2, it's chips. You need them for everything.
Okay.
Anything that's going to be snack enjoyed, there's the chips. Number 3 is the pretzels, which can be awesome or can be the most bland thing you've ever put in your mouth. Depends on who made them. And number 4, it's the cracker.
Like any cracker?
Any cracker, including the chicken and the biscuit cracker.
Still haven't had that.
Still the best.
All right, so I'm gonna say I'm keeping chips
Okay.
and I'm out on the nuts. I don't give a crap about nuts.
This has to be, out of all of these, believe it or not, this is the most difficult for me.
Really? The chicken was the most difficult for me.
And mainly because
You like all of it?
your almonds or your just mixed trail mix with the nuts and whatever in it, love that stuff. I think it's great. Then you have your chips, which chips and queso, chips and salsa.
Number 1 food in America.
That's a go hand in hand. Pretzels, Snyder's, the jalapeno pretzel bites.
Oh man, those are great.
Or
the
just
stuffed pretzel bites.
Dude, Cheetos makes a pretzel now.
What?
They make a pretzel that has the hot Cheetos dust on it.
Yeah.
And a little bit of the Cheeto on the outside with the pretzel in the middle. It's amazing.
All right, I'll have to check this out.
And of
Not
course,
a Cheetos guy, but I will try that.
And of course, crackers. Again, chicken and the biscuit cracker, which is the best cracker in the world.
See, I'm a saltines guy. And I like Ritz. I like the club crackers. But I love saltines with a little piece of American cheese. I make my own homemade, what do they call them?
Lunchable.
The Lunchables, yeah, with a little piece of ham, a little piece of cheese, and a cracker.
I have to go, unfortunately, pretzels on this as far as...
You dumping them?
I'm dumping them.
Oh.
And it's just because I can probably get the same things that I like from my pretzels out of the chips.
Sure.
Or a combination. But, yeah. And my... Gotta have it. It's got to be the chips.
Yeah.
So, because again,
Can't
chips
do
and
without
queso,
chips.
chips and salsa. I mean, you're going to have a big bowl of dip, and you're going to be running around with like some nuts in your hand.
You're going to try to dip a cashew in your queso?
That's right.
I mean, that sounds kind of good.
It probably is. But, you know, the reason why you didn't eat enough cheese is because you couldn't get cheese on the cashew.
Correct.
That joke wasn't as good as what it could have been.
Well, I was going to give you one of these if I could find it.
No, don't do it. We are a train wreck, everybody.
We're
The
all
Colby
drunk.
Sapp IndyCarTim show as Tim's been infected by the Jaeger machine.
I wish.
So there you are.
All right, you want to go right into it and skip the break?
Yeah, you want to hit the news and notes now? Hit the news and notes now. Let's get it. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, me. Thank you for making us sound good. News and notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internets.
And by God, I found it. Let's go to, where the hell are we going?
That's up to you.
You know
Cambodia.
what? Let's go to, where's this at? New Hampshire. Reason why we're going is because last Saturday, emergency responders responded to a car wreck. The reason why they did was because this person decided to drive their car rather recklessly and ended up smashing it into a couple of trees, which, by the way, caused the car to catch fire. So this was a movie car.
Oh, Jesus.
That
A Pinto?
Yeah, it had a bunch of pent-up heat. Caught fire. Here's the thing, though. It also had hundreds and hundreds of rounds of ammunition in it.
Oh. It's a lot bin Laden.
So nobody was hurt by the ammunition being fired off, but hundreds and hundreds of rounds of ammunition was firing out of this car as firefighters were going up to it to put out the blaze. So if you're going to ride around recklessly...
But it didn't hit anybody?
It didn't hit anybody. If you're going to ride around recklessly, don't do it with all the ammunition in your car. So nobody was hurt, but can you imagine the firefighters showing up and being like, all right, this car's on fire, let's go. And then somebody just starts shooting at you from the flaming car? That's bad.
Oops.
That's bad. That's real bad. But we move on to somebody that might have been a little bit dumber.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's go to Michigan, where a Michigan woman was allegedly allegedly caught stealing from Walmart. Here's a problem. She decided to go to this store and steal from Walmart on a very particular day that was also advertised on a sign outside of that Walmart. And you would think when the manager of this Walmart knew that this day was happening, that he knew that one day out of the year that the shrinkage and or things being stolen from this Walmart would be halted.
Oh, no.
The Michigan woman tried to shoplift a couple of TVs from the Walmart during Shop with a Cop event.
That's a thing?
There was literally over 70 police officers in the Walmart while she was shoplifting.
Why are we shopping with cops? Are they lonely?
I said a couple of TVs, which is about right. She had about $730 worth of goods in her cart as she ran through the self-checkout line. Didn't even pretend boop. She didn't even pretend boop.
Just like went right through.
Just went right through. So immediately, the person that doesn't really care whatever you do in the self-checkout line.
She had to care.
She had to care because you didn't even pretend boop. You just ran through. Boop. Especially on Shop with a Cop Day.
Wait, I want to know more about Shop with a Cop Day. Why is that a thing?
Okay, so the police officers at the event who were partnered with children and families. So basically, the children and the families, probably less fortunate families, and the cops go in and shop with them, and they get a discount or whatever, blah, 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 type of thing. For the holiday season. So it's like, hey, let's go get you hooked up with whatever you need for the holidays. So this lady chose that day. When you see 75 cop cars parked out in front, you probably should think, maybe I should do this another time.
Come back tomorrow.
When it's like whatever. Don't go, hold up the donut shop, right?
The cops.
Because
Colby, not all Japanese women have donuts.
That's correct. That is correct.
Mark.
All right, so let's go to Alabama.
Alabama!
Because nobody can say Alabama anymore without that running through their heads. Thanks, dude.
Keith Jackson.
Alabama. I'd F that lady in the stand.
So the Alabama is Keith Jackson. The Michigan is God dang it. Look what you did to me, Japanese women.
Donuts.
Dick Vitale.
Yes. So Ashley Latrice Wright, she was arrested on Monday in Mississippi. This says Alabama. Oh, she's from Alabama.
They're the same thing.
And to connection with the November 30th death of Carl Dwayne Jones. Wright was taken into custody during a traffic stop. Now, here's the thing. She has been charged with murder after authorities say she stabbed her husband to death. Almost a year to the day after previously stabbing him. So a year ago, she stabbed her husband, but he made it out okay. Then they got back together, and then she stabbed him again, and he didn't make it out of that one okay.
Because why would he? Well, she didn't stab him with a sandwich, did she?
No, but I have to say this. Hey, dude, when she stabbed you the first time, that probably should have let you know
I want to go.
that you may not want to continue a relationship with the woman who stabbed you. I think this is one of those fool me once, fool me twice situations. So, anyway, just...
It's kind of his fault, right,
yeah,
for still hanging around?
Yeah, don't get back with the woman that stabbed you. That's bad.
I mean, I left women for a lot less.
So let's go to Orlando. Actually, we're going to an airplane that was flying from Orlando and ended up in Jacksonville because, well, there was a loud couple that was arguing.
Were they arguing or?
No, they were arguing to the point that one of the couples made mention to the fact of, well, you're the one that bombed that last party. So somebody around them heard the word bomb.
Oh.
An argument mid-flight. They took the plane down, landed it, Jacksonville.
All right.
Now there's a couple that's going to jail.
For having a conversation.
They're having a loud argument. And here's a little hint, kids. If you're going to get into a loud argument on a plane, which don't, but if you do, avoid the word explode, bomb, and or gun. Just say it. Just
okay.
Just saying.
That just seems.
Somebody yells bomb.
Well, it was in the middle of a conversation.
I don't care. Well, I'm not listening to your whole conversation.
Oh,
but if all of a sudden I hear something about blah, 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 bomb.
Okay, if they precede the word bomb with blah, 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 well, then yeah,
what I heard.
I'm paying attention. Am I allowed to do that on the air?
You did, but no.
Japanese dirty knees.
Nuh-uh. Let's go to.
Like how we tie the first segment always back to the last segment.
Let's go to Stone Mountain Park. No, kids, not Stone Mountain 64. He's a YouTuber that.
Is that?
Actually, you were listening to him before in the pre-show meeting as I was watching him play Call of Duty.
I opened a Black Eyed Pea in Stone Mountain, Georgia in 1989.
So there was a man that decided he needed to go to a Waffle House. So about Sunday at about 5 p.m., 28-year-old man decided that he needed to go to Waffle House and didn't really have a way to get there.
Oh, jeez.
So he stole a dart bus and just took off with it. It's actually a Marta bus, but that's what they call.
It's the equivalent.
Yeah, it's the equivalent.
Colby wanted some waffles.
He wanted some waffles. I've never wanted Waffle House so bad that I stole public transportation to get. Not took public transportation, not paid the fare and got on it, or just got on it and hoped they would take me there, or just started walking. No, homie stole a bus and parked it at the Waffle House. You know how hard those parking lots aren't big at Waffle Houses. He parked a bus.
The bus is bigger than the restaurant.
Yes.
Probably seats more.
Got out of the bus, went in and ate Waffle House, and actually was on his way to the park when the cops pulled him over.
Oh, my God, dude.
There's a camera feed of him just toot-toot and honking the horn and driving. Happy as shit on the way.
Yeah, because there's cameras on the bus, right?
Yes, on the way to Waffle House. Just having him a good old time.
Did he get waffles, or do we know? Or was he...
We don't know what he ordered. We know he got breakfast. He made it to Waffle House, went in, ate, got back out, started the bus up, and was on his way to go to the park when he was finally stopped by police officers.
Hey, you ain't supposed to be driving this bus. This is my bus.
So, Tim, I sent you in Messenger a story that since we don't have pictures, we don't have to worry about. But it will be great when we get to do this next time. This might have to be a segment.
Okay.
Because I have found through the Daily Mail
I
a
love Daily
graph
Mail.
and pictures of what is the greatest and most accepted way an ass looks.
Colby, this is perfect. The perfect male and female buttocks.
So we'll have pictures.
Mine. Oh, we're going to show each other pictures of our ass?
No. We're just going to best butts ranked by science.
Well, can we rank our butts?
I think mine's better than yours.
Nah, mine's better.
Pretty sure mine is.
Mine has more stab wounds.
Mine, I've done more weightlifting to make mine better. I used to not
Mine has
have,
more stab wounds.
I used to not have an ass at all.
No?
No, there was nothing back there whatsoever.
I've been married to 3 of them.
And so I've now reached the point, as of like a week ago, I have reached the point to where I do not require a belt.
Really?
It's just asses holding it up.
Oh, that's nice.
So
I've never been there.
So I'm having a good time.
Let's compare stab wounds.
I don't have any stab wounds.
I win.
On my ass.
What about any? Well, you do somewhere else.
Yes.
That's a very famous story.
On my arm, I have a stab wound.
I have like 4 in my torso.
Because I was stabbed in Sunday school.
We got stabbed in church.
That's news and notes, everybody.
For the love of all that is holy. I don't like being in here. I guess I'll get used to it, Johnny. That is the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show. I am Colby Sapp. That is IndyCar. God damn it, I did it again. I am IndyCarTim. That is.
Hi, I'm Tim, everybody.
That's not what I sound like. We will be back next Wednesday with another Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show. I can't promise that it'll be as debauchery, as much debauchery as tonight, but I can promise that we'll try. Until then, boys and girls, we'll see you.